Jack, the best part of that story is that that means my granddaughter knows what that means when somebody says that to her.
Of course.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Monkey in the Morning. I am your host, the Ranting Monkey. He's Jack. Say hello, Jack.
Hi, everybody.
Jack, my friend, how you doing tonight?
Nah.
Oh, okay.
How about you?
That's the word of the day. When you hear it say you're supposed to run around and cheer like they used to do on Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah,
but don't
secret word.
Don't masturbate in a theater.
Well, I'm not your dad, so just don't
Especially
sit
not
behind me.
Especially not at a Disney movie. Anyway, the story I was talking about.
Somebody's got to go pay for those tickets.
Don't worry, it's a modern Disney movie. Nobody's going to be in the audience anyway. Did you know they released another cartoon movie?
Oh, yeah. Wish, right?
Just the other day.
I just heard about it yesterday.
You know how I found out about it?
One of the kids mentioned it?
No, we went to McDonald's the one day when Little Butt was here because she wanted, not Little Butt, Middle Little was here. And she wanted a Happy Meal. All right, we'll get a Happy Meal today. And they had it as one of their toys.
Oh.
I learned about Disney's new movie from McDonald's toys.
Well, I guess that's good.
Things are going well for Disney right now is what I'm trying to get at. No, when the Middle Little was here, I think she was watching TV is what was going on. She was doing something. And I was talking to her, trying to engage her. And finally, after several minutes of me, how you doing? How's school been? That kind of stuff. She looks at me and she goes, Grandpa, how about we play the quiet game?
Yep, that was Grandpa. Shut up! I'm watching cartoons.
Yeah, there are two things are very obviously there. One, she's telling me to shut the hell up, and two, she understands that that's what people are saying to her when they say that to her. I don't know which one I'm more impressed with. I do like that she had the balls to tell me to shut up, though. That was funny, and especially the way she delivered it. Because it would have been different if she looked at me and go, "Grandpa, shut up," and be like, "Oh, all right, we got to have a talk." Yeah. But hey, Grandpa, how about we play the quiet game? Is one of the funniest things that's ever happened to me. By the way, she also said I was the best grandpa ever while she was here. So just, throwing that out there. I may be a loudmouth who needs to shut the hell up from time to time, but I'm the best grandpa ever.
Yeah, oh, my God. Need to play the quiet game more.
I just need to play the quiet game more. I'm fairly certain her grandma probably told her to say that. Anyway,
that'd be even funnier.
I wanted to talk about the thumbnail, Jack, because that thumbnail's lazy as fuck. It really is.
Can't go wrong with sexy.
But I had a thought because I sent rarely, guys, on some occasions, I will make a thumbnail. I'm like, maybe that's too far, and I will send it to Jack,
which is a terrible plan.
Well, here's the thing. You've never told me, don't do that. What you have done is like, how you can make that worse.
I am here to help.
Yeah.
And I didn't say help you specifically. I'm just here to help.
That is absolutely true. But for the record, we are de-emphasized in the algorithm right now. We got in trouble the other day, Jack.
Oh, there's a shocker.
And no strikes or anything, but we had like 3 videos in a row where where I challenged the demonetization, and they were like, "No, you were mean to Biden."
Yeah, well.
And whenever that happens, we get a little de-emphasized. So, guys, please share this with your friends, your family, that bitch you hate, that bitch who needs to play the quiet game. Get them all here so we can tell YouTube to go screw themselves. Anyway, Jack, I want to talk about terrorists tonight.
Oh, well, before you do that, I got a dono here from Frosted Glass. Could you blame Monk's family for wanting to enjoy the delicious taste of McDonald's, possibly washed down with an ice-cold Coca-Cola? No, because then they will be loving it. You see, we watched Mac and Me today.
Oh.
And I got to talk to several audience members I don't normally get to talk to too often. I got to talk to Angela. That was nice. And, of course, Random and Johnny Hellcat and several other fine people. And we learned that at McDonald's, people break out and dance because McDonald's was clearly a sponsor of Mac and Me.
No, they just really liked it.
Well, his name is Mac, as in Big Mac.
Mike Jones asked if we're on Rumble. We are on Rumble. Yes, we are.
Yes, we are currently live there.
But our Rumble audience only goes really high when we aren't on YouTube because we're going to talk about shit we can't talk about on YouTube. So
yeah,
we have a very loyal, steady audience over there. It just doesn't. It's not a very big one yet. We're getting there.
Yeah. Rumble's been pretty good to us.
Yes, they have been. I enjoy Rumble, and unlike YouTube, they're still innovating.
Yes, as opposed to retrograding.
Yeah. The one thing I really wish that they would do is give us the ability to pin stuff in chat.
That would be nice.
Yeah. But otherwise, I'm really, really enjoying the service that they offer over there. And the fact that we get away with a lot more over there than we can on YouTube. Which is kind of sad, YouTube. You're the
really
biggest guys on the block, and you're getting upstaged by this startup company.
Well, they're only big because they've been around. They've booted off so many good creators. It's amazing their numbers are as good as they are.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I want to talk about a terrorist because they had some of the hostage exchanges for the prisoner exchange over there in Israel and Palestine.
Yeah.
And I just want to highlight one. Your chance to sing, Ranting Monkey. Who? Why? Do we have a birthday? Did I miss something? No, you can't just tell me it's my chance to sing. I can sing whenever. I can sing whenever I want to. Anyhow,
zippity doodah.
Zippity dude. Today is my something birthday. It's behind that heart. My 40th birthday. It's George Mason's birthday.
Oh,
George, this one's for you. And a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear George Mason. Happy birthday to you. Did that all in one breath. Happy birthday, George. I hope you have a great one. I really do.
Enjoy it because everything starts breaking now.
Yeah, that's true as well. 40 is when God was like, I didn't mean you guys to go past here.
Yeah, pretty much. Like your expiration date, your warranty is expired.
Yep. All right. A disfigured woman whose case has become well known is among the Palestinians released, Jack.
Oh.
Now, let me explain. Her case became well known because some idiot made a movie highlighting her because we'll get to what she did. But she was in court over there in Israel, and they gave her a Jewish lawyer.
Oh, dun, dun, dun.
From what I've heard, that's a good thing, typically. I'm going to be honest with you. They're like, okay, we got this Jewish lawyer or this guy over here who's something else. I'm going with the Jewish guy.
It kind of depends. I kind of want to get a good look at the guy and hear him talk first. He might be one of those like wacky fellas from like a sitcom.
I'm going just statistically, man.
Oh, statistically, yeah. Well, yeah, absolutely.
So our little chickie poo here. What the hell's her name again? It is
Scarface.
Isra Jabees, and it's interesting with their last name. The New York Times spells it Jaabees.
Okay.
Everything else spells it Jaabis. So I'm not sure why they spelled it this way. Maybe they did it phonetically.
Who knows? It probably translates either way.
She's been in jail since 2015. She was arrested that year after her car exploded at a checkpoint near Jerusalem in the West Bank, leaving her disfigured and an Israeli police officer severely injured. Now, this article goes on to say she claims it was an accident.
How do you accidentally explode? Was it just too soon, or?
Well, what happened was her warranty had run out.
Oh,
and
she's 40.
It just happened to be that she was going to this checkpoint. If she'd been going to an Arby's it would have blowed up in the drive-through, right? It's the worst timing ever that it happened to blow up at a security checkpoint.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad for the IDF guy that got injured
Yeah, he
because
got burned pretty bad. He
yeah, what
did.
a shitty day at work.
Now, her lawyer, okay, I've told you that she claims it was an accident. The Israelis say that she was a suicide bomber and she just fucked it up. You want to take a guess at what her lawyer came up with?
She was going to sell dynamite at the open air market.
That's
Or,
a good guess, but no,
uh,
I shit you not. Her lawyer went with she wasn't trying to hurt anybody. She was trying to suicide by cop.
really?
Yeah,
Usually that's like I got a knife or I got a gun. Not I have boom boom splody stuff. That makes no sense.
yeah. He went with suicide by cop. Look, this
It's
woman's
creative. I'll give him that.
it is. You wouldn't expect that. If you were on the jury, you'd be like, did he just say, well, maybe that's true because that's too stupid to be made up.
Yeah, that's he's earning his money. I mean, how do you defend against that? Like,
True. I mean, she was caught dead to rights, literally,
yeah,
because she was supposed to die in the attack.
yeah.
Um,
Well, no 72 virgins for her. Ha ha ha.
but the New York Times, like, she's this well-known woman has been released. She's been held since her car accidentally burst into flames at a security
Who
checkpoint.
who wrote this puff piece? Glenn Greenwald.
She's probably no, Glenn Kessler. He's
Oh, that's close.
he's the fact check guy. I'm going with him. Greenwald has been annoying me with his shit.
He really does not like Jews.
Yeah,
because,
just come out and say you don't like the Jews, man.
Yeah, because I mean, he's not even subtle about it anymore. He's just been towing the Hamas line. Of course, CARE did give him an award in 2015, so maybe he's trying to get another one.
Perhaps.
I'm convinced that guy's an anti-Semite. Because he just goes on and on. He really fucking hates Israel. Look, Israel's flawed. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they're awesome or anything like that. And I don't want us involved in any of their wars. But for fuck's sake, dude, dial it back 6 or 7 notches. You just sound like a screeching anti-Semite. He sounds like one of those crazy imams that hangs out in Britain and, does whatever.
Real quick, thank you so much, Alan, for the donation. It says, morning, good morning, sir. Hope you're well.
Morning.
I just love the idea that people believe that her car just happened, that she has the worst fucking luck ever.
Haven't you ever seen an 80s movie, Monkey? Cars blew up all the time in those. It was just a thing that happened.
Yeah, but if her car had blown up, like a mile back, it wouldn't be, oh, she's a terrorist. It'd be, oh, man, her car blew up. But it held out until she gets to the checkpoint and until the guy's like, hey, you got to stop your car. And that's when it suddenly burst into flames.
Like you do. It's just one of those things that happen. You tap the bumper, boom.
Was she driving a Pinto? Yes.
Well, I mean, first of all, woman driver. Am I right, fellas?
Who buys this shit? I get it. You hate Jews or Israel or however you want to say it to make yourself sleep better at night. Whatever. You hate what's going on over there. But how do you look at what this woman did and say, no, I absolutely believe that her car accidentally caught on fire as she's getting stopped at the security checkpoint?
Yeah, clearly that's what happened. I mean, it's fairly obvious, Monkey.
That's the worst fucking luck ever. That's like getting hit by a plane as you're walking down the street. It just doesn't happen.
Well, it doesn't happen normally, but I mean, maybe she had Wile E. Coyote in the car.
Oh my God. For fuck's sake.
Oh,
but she's well known. Fuck you.
Well known for being a terrorist. Real quick though, thank you, Alan, for the generous donation. He says, "Morning, Jack. Morning, Alan. Hope you're doing well."
And can I just point out, they traded her for somebody who was dancing at a peace party.
Yeah. Well, I think Israel's idea is that First of all, I don't believe these guys did put micro trackers in under these people's skin.
God, I
Second of
hope
all,
they did.
I think they're releasing them so they can blow them up later and they don't have to pay for their housing.
Fair enough. Which kind of brings me to the second idiot I wanted to talk about today, Jack. One of the first things I saw when I got onto Twitter today. Where are we? No.
I'm in my kitchen. I don't know where you are.
I'm scrolling. Oh God, I talked to a lot more idiots than I thought about today.
Oh, thank you, Travis Gardner. Women drivers, right? I don't rule it out that might have accidentally happened. Some chicks playing around with the wiring, like, I can fix this. I don't need no man. And then boom.
Well, our second idiot of the day is Mario Nafal. You guys have heard me talk about this huckster before, this little con man. He is one of the golden boys over there of, what do they call them? Spaces on Twitter.
Oh, is that still a thing?
That's still a thing.
Why?
I think just to annoy me when I'm like, oh, that sounds like a good topic. And then I listen. I'm like, why do I fucking listen to this shit? It's trash, man. They never. I tuned into one. I don't even remember what it was, but what the conversation was. This other guy, he's talking about something completely off topic, and nobody has the balls. Hey, shut up! That's not what we're talking about.
What?
Why are you bringing that shit up? It's not like our show, Jack, where it's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, but that's kind of our shtick.
This is, hey, we're talking about this today. And this guy, they kept trying to kind of like give him hints. Hey, yeah, we hear you, but we're talking about, and then they just let him keep going. Like, kick him the fuck out. Oh, the worst hosts ever. Anyway, Mario says this. With 1% of the population killed / missing, 75% displaced, and over half the buildings destroyed, how can the region rebuild? All right. He's talking about Gaza. And as dumb as what he just said is, what he says next pissed me off, Jack. He says, to put this into perspective, less than 1% of the UK was killed and less than 2% of France in World War II.
And?
All right.
What's the point?
Jack, can you remind me who the aggressor was in World War II?
Germany.
If you were going to make a comparison to World War II, who would Hamas be in that comparison?
Germany.
Do you know how many Germans died in World War II?
Several 100,000, right?
About 7 million.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Nazis are like the homeless and chiropractors. They're not real people, though.
With a population of maybe I'm trying to do the math now. Is it 69 million and 6.9 million died? I think that's what it is. About 10% of their population died, including a lot of young men.
Young men? Oh, wait. We're done.
The kind of people who would help rebuild the nearly 40% of infrastructure that was destroyed.
Oh, yeah.
If you're going to talk about World War II, at least have the fucking context, you retard.
Context. We still doing that? Is that still a thing?
Thank you. Understatement. From the last stream, my favorite TNG episode is Darmok, when Picard is on the planet with the metaphor alien. Also, I miss Jack's Janeway impression.
Chakotay!
There you go.
You have no idea how much I love doing that.
And thank you, understatement again. I still say Chaka when the walls fell. When I speak to someone, my fucking glasses on. It took him way too long to pick up on it, though. They padded that time. What? I'm not sure what we're.
That's the alien race that always spoke in metaphor, and he kept moving his hands around and going, when the walls fell.
Okay, yeah. Been way too long since I've seen that. I appreciate it, though.
Yeah, that was a good episode. It reminded me too much of Enemy Mine with Louis Gossett Jr. Great film. I didn't like it when I was a kid, but it's not a kid's movie, so
no. It kind of looks like Last Starfighter because of the alien.
Yeah,
and it's just not. It's a grown-up movie. It's still a very good movie, though. I like both of them, actually.
Oh yeah, I agree.
But I wanted to bring up Mario because he's a fucking retard who doesn't understand history and is trying to use comparisons that don't make any goddamn sense.
Well, I expect better from people named Mario, because Mario Lopez really set the bar high.
Did he?
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't like Mario Lopez? What's wrong with you?
I know him as Slater, and that's about it.
He seems like a nice fella.
I'm sure. Yeah, sure. I don't know that much about him.
I really like the band Mario Lopez. They were pretty good. They had a couple catchy tunes.
All right. We're on the Starlink tonight, Jack, because we're hoping to watch videos. We're staying on the Starlink. I don't give a shit. Just to try to watch videos better. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's the only way to do it.
Although, in this case, maybe it'd be better if it went out. At the top of the screen, Jack, it says, reading the Quran. And on the screen, there is, how do I want to put this? Clearly a dude who needs to shave more if he's trying to pass as a woman.
Oh,
bro, what's
such
with the
a
mustache?
patriarchal notion.
Jesus Christ. At least try.
No,
but they're going to tell us. They're going to tell us about the joys of the Quran.
Just started reading the Quran and I am so excited about it. People thought when I first asked that I just wanted to read it out of curiosity, but I want to read it to study it. I started following somebody on social media that teaches the Quran and hosts a Quran book club for Muslims and non-Muslims. So I'm really excited to start going to that. She was describing the chapter of the bee and that just blew my mind. Like the way that she describes things, the way that the Quran describes things actually makes sense to me.
Oh boy, this is going to be a fun one. Memorize that face. You'll see it on a missing carton at some point.
This is how we get trans people for Palestine?
It's really embarrassing how people don't understand religions. Like even the basic tenets of it.
Well, in fairness, most people don't go to the source. Most people get it from somebody else like this. They're very excited because somebody on social media told them how great the Quran is. All that stuff you've heard about it basically being a fucking war manual, you idiot. No, that's not true. Just wait, Jack. Have you seen this video?
No.
Oh, just wait. Just
then
wait.
I regret that I'm seeing it now.
And also, did you know that Allah is beyond gender?
What?
Allah is beyond gender.
I think there's a lot of Muslims that would take issue with this. Like, what, did he have tentacles down there or something? I don't understand.
Did you know that actually scholars believe that there are two Qurans, the Quran of nature and the Quran, the actual book?
The Quran of nature. What, was he a Wiccan? Is this like, does he know urban magic too? Ugh.
You got to get special fairy dust and sprinkle it on a tree at the right time of night when the moon is high to be able to read the nature Quran.
Yeah, seriously, I think this person is very confused about what religion she's talking about. I don't know.
Did you know many scholars believe? Okay,
scholars?
It either exists or it doesn't.
Yeah, there's many scholars that believe that you can do magic for realsy pants. It's called Llewellyn Publication, and they're fucking dumb.
Oh my god.
And
this is the second thing I saw when I woke up today.
Wow.
The second thing. This is how my day started.
Is this why you went back to bed? Or were you like, nope, I'm out?
Did you know that each chapter is named after a natural phenomenon?
A phenomenon?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Like levitation and like psychic healing?
One of them is named menstruation. One of them is named Murder. I don't fucking know. I don't know what the books of the Quran are actually named.
It's been a long time. I haven't read the Quran since I was in my 20s, so I couldn't tell you.
It's been a long time since I read it. But she starts off by telling us she can't wait to read chapter B. And, is that a natural phenomenon?
Phenomenon. Like ball lightning. Yeah. B for ball lightning.
I don't know. This whole book is just blowing my mind, and I am so excited. I got sticky notes so that I could mark out things that I was drawn to, and I'm not even through the first chapter, and I already have a bunch of sticky notes. I'm definitely gonna.
Okay.
The cadence of this person's voice is very frustrating to listen to.
Oh, I agree. Their excitement for the Quran is what bothers me. And
wait till they get to the jihad section.
I've marked all the places that it's exciting to me. Read the whole book and get back to me. Read it all without somebody on Twitter telling you, no, when they say that book literally says that you can rape a man's wife if you've beaten him in battle.
Well, at that point, it's just claiming prize. It's not rape.
Right,
I'm pretty sure that's how they see it.
You can hump the shit out of her as long as you beat him in war. And with him watching, by the way.
Yeah, I'm not convinced this person can read. You're gonna have to do a little more than this. I'm pretty sure that's the audio section, like the edited audio.
Yeah.
I have to buy more tabs. I'm honestly having a whole revolution with myself where the way that I describe the universe and the things that I believe in are actually described in the Quran of believing in Allah. And
I think you need to read further.
Are they going to tell us that Allah was cool with trans people?
Yeah, I don't think they actually mentioned that in here, but hang on.
I've never thought that I believed in God before, and now I'm really having a revolution of self of I think I actually believe in God. If you've been curious, I really recommend it. There are a lot of people who are converting. There's a lot of people who are reading it. I'm not saying I'm going to convert. I'm not saying that I wouldn't. And I don't know. I know that this is exactly what I need right now. I just wanted to say thank you and just point out how excited I am. Just started reading.
All right. Men dressing as women. Could you please stop that over-exaggerated woman shit?
Yeah, it's really irritating. Nobody wants to date a woman that's that overly dramatic.
How
Also,
excited I am.
If we check back on this person in like 6 months, will they be wearing a hijab or a burqa?
You would think so. Well, remember, they're not saying they're converting. Thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist $12. The Quran doesn't have chapters. It has surahs. The first surah is called the Surah of Praise. I don't know that praise was a natural phenomenon. Well, one, thank you for the donation, my friend. But two, that person's an idiot anyway, so I don't think it matters.
Oh, I think for this person, praise is considered a natural phenomenon.
Yeah, being from the Abrahamic religion, shouldn't Allah be a dude? The God of the Abrahamic religions is a guy.
Yeah.
So I'm just assuming Allah is too. I haven't seen a picture of him, Jack. You can't get one. It's explosive stuff.
That's France.
But the whole thing starting out with the, did you know Allah is beyond gender? The fuck are you talking about?
Well, I guess as a cosmic deity, they don't have to have a gender if they're a god. But I don't know that that's in there anywhere.
Western retards who have too much money from your parents and no fucking brains, you need to stay the fuck away from Islam. You just need to stay away from it. You're going to end up over in a camp somewhere trying to blow somebody up and then begging to get back in your country.
Yeah, and then it won't really work out for you, even if you're British. My favorite is that this person clearly missed the section on modesty.
That person clearly missed the section on shaving.
Well, I mean, a lot of dudes in Islam that follow Islam have big beards and shit. So
Yeah, but the women aren't supposed to.
well, you won't know. They got a veil on.
Maybe that's true. Maybe that's true.
But the amount of makeup caked on that person's face, I've seen circus folk that wear less.
It's just asinine. It's just so stupid. The Quran is, it's actually very, there's a spiritual, no, what was it? A nature Quran? The fuck does that even mean?
I don't know. Oh, thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. God said to Adam, I can make you the perfect mate, but it will cost you an arm and a leg. Adam replied, what can I get for a rib? That would explain a lot.
Wow. I disavow.
I don't. I think that's awesome. I'm embracing that one. That was the first time Adam got sassy and God was like, maybe this is a bad idea. Let's kick these guys out. I'll trick them with a tree.
Yeah.
Also, I have a video for you, Monkey.
Uh-oh.
It's the last link.
Okay.
Because you brought suffering, so I also brought some.
Oh, I haven't seen this one.
Oh, my God. I sent this to you.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wait. If you sent this one to me, I did not see it. All right.
Yeah.
I should probably bring it on the screen so the audience knows what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, you'd like that, wouldn't you?
No, they probably would.
Oh, I don't think they're going to like this at all.
All right. Let's blow her up. No real warning signs on her. I really don't like the midriff shirt, Jack. How you feel about that? People just wandering around that way.
I'm on the fence. Some people can pull it off. Others can't.
I only like it when it's a really chubby person.
No,
and then
that's
only
the wrong answer.
Only because it's like you have to be able to see what the rest of us see. You have to.
Yeah, but most of them are really, really arrogant. This girl, she's on the fence because she's kind of chubby and she's got a weird face.
All right.
If humans can only hold their breath for 10 minutes, then how was Louis Armstrong able to become the first man on the moon?
Okay, I do remember that. Maybe I didn't watch past there. Couple of things. One, you can't hold your breath for 10 minutes. Isn't the longest like 7?
Something like that.
Louis Armstrong never went to the fucking moon.
You don't know that.
I'm pretty sure I did, or that I do.
Yeah, I mean, she just defeated this whole like we went to the moon theory right there. Like you can only hold your breath for like 10 minutes, so impossible.
Look at this poor guy's face. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
And that's how I knew this was a real interview.
Oh my god. Oh, we're gonna get in trouble for copyright now.
I am on the moon, holding my breath, inches away from a horrible death. And I think to myself, why am I on the moon?
That is wonderful. And can I just say that's a pretty good Louis Armstrong impression?
I thought so too.
Yeah.
When I was laughing, and then they played the Louis Armstrong and the moon clip, and I lost my shit. I laughed about this for like 10 minutes. I had to show it to my parents, who both laughed, and I had to send it to my sister. And oh man, I had a great time with that one. I sent it to you. I think I sent it to like 5 people.
All right. Well, since you did a video, it's my turn.
Uh-oh.
This one was sent out by our friend Mike Harlo, who had a picture on his page today where he is wearing shorts that are way too short to be worn in public, Mike. If Mike sneezed, his balls were popping out. That's all I'm saying.
He's Mike Harlo. He can do whatever he wants.
He can. I you know what? I'm going to go with that because I like Mike, and he's funny. My night living with Potts. Do you know what Potts is?
Are they related to Pans?
No.
Oh,
It is the sudden blood pressure rise from standing from a sitting or laying down position too quickly.
oh,
Yeah, where
okay.
you can pass out.
That's not cool.
I've had the exact opposite problem where my blood pressure drops. By the way, that will also make you pass out.
Oh, you
Yeah.
also have pets, which is a kitty cat sitting on your lap that won't get up when you want to get up.
No.
I used to have that. I had a cat called Dobby. She would sit on my lap, and you could pet her for a minute, and then she'd growl, and you'd have to stop. And if you want to get up, she'd growl again. So you had to wait until she was ready to go, or she'd claw you.
No, my cat doesn't like that. My cat likes me to stand up and hold her.
That's weird.
Yeah, she does not like when I sit and hold her. She wants me to stand up so she can lay across my shoulder.
Oh.
Which, let me tell you, during Thanksgiving dinner, I held the baby the whole time, and I'd been holding her for probably 45 minutes by the time somebody else took her. And I just realized today how out of shape I am because I was holding the cat and my arm got really fucking tired because I overworked it sitting down holding a 6-pound baby.
I was gonna say, is the cat heavier than the baby?
Yes. The cat is 12 pounds.
So, I was talking to my sister, speaking of fat animals, and I was like, Rico lost weight. She said, where? And I said, he lost a pound because he was really sick. I didn't tell the audience about that bit. But he was when he was really sick, between the Thursday he got his shots for Japan and when I took him back on Tuesday, he had lost an entire pound, which he was only 17 pounds. So that she calls him her fat boy. And she said, no, he's still fat. I said, he's not fat. He's right here. Stop it. She's like, no, he's fat. And she's like, I can barely hold him. I said, what? And then I picked him up. I was like, all right, yeah, he's pretty heavy. So I get your sense of like, man, I don't know if I'm out of shape or this thing's really heavy.
Brand says, speaking of fat animals, I was talking to my sister. Wow, Jack. Yeah.
Well,
that is how that came out.
Yeah, well, my biological sister, her lightest cat for like 10 years was 18 pounds. That was the skinny one. Cat, a regular sized cat. Like, you're gonna have to get them hover rounds. The 3 of them died of diabetes, by the way.
I think the heaviest Patches ever got to was like 15. But he was big. He was a long cat. So is Phoebe. Phoebe is not short. She's not like puffing out at the sides or anything. She's a very long cat.
A lot of that's fur too, because you got like a Maine Coon, right? They're long, physically long cats.
She's got some kind of mane in her. She has the nice furry paws. She loves to go out in the snow. We took her out today because we had our first snow that actually stuck.
Yeah. And
she went out and walked around the snow a little bit. She didn't play like she normally does. I think she's still worried that the dogs are coming back.
See, you made the same mistake my sister did of getting her to like sit on your shoulder or expect to be held.
No. It's not that I got her to. It's that she trained me to.
My sister made the mistake of teaching one of her cats to sleep on her neck. So like I was cat sitting one day and I'm laying down on the couch watching like Dr. Phil or some shit. And the cat walks by me and he looks me like right up next to my face, looks me dead in the eye, and then collapses on my neck. And he was like 24 pounds at the time. I couldn't breathe. He like fell full body on my neck, and his chest is on my face. I'm like, I could swear I could hear him go like, shh, it's okay. Just go to sleep. Just go to sleep, treat giver.
No, with Phoebe, that's just the only place that she would let me hold her. I would put her on my shoulder and she would love it, and I pet her there. But if I tried sitting down anywhere, she'd get up and run. So she trained me that, hey, fat man, stand up if you want to hold me. Show some goddamn respect. Yeah, that's my life. All right. Jack, let's listen to Pot's chick here. She's going to tell us about her horrible life as a pot pupperer.
of not getting up slowly. Yeah.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to my pots.
Oh, that's really quiet. All right.
What?
She said, "Hello, everybody. Welcome to my nightly POTS routine."
Nightly routine, basically a nightly routine with
Basically,
somebody who has a chronic illness.
It's a chronic illness called POTS. By the way, with this, if you actually look it up, it's something that tends to go away naturally. Very few people have to have like medicine to help with it.
Yeah.
But the reason this came up is Mike's like, how come liberal women on social media have to tell you all these problems that they have?
Because they're like old ladies. That's all they know how to talk about. If you're ever around really old people, they just talk about all their weird medical problems.
Well, hang on. Thank you, Frosted, who said, "Where'd you get a Derek Chauvin cat?" Minneapolis. I know this is part of their incessant need to get attention.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's all
Okay.
about attention seeking. I used to work with somebody like this, a real low IQ woman that would pretend she collapsed all the time.
Good night, Angela.
Oh, have a good one.
Attention has become the most valuable currency in the world.
Yes.
All right. So I have to sit in the shower so I don't faint. All right. Here's something you have to know about POTS. If you take really hot showers, Jack, it will fuck with your blood pressure. I know I take incredibly hot showers and have blood pressure problems. So what you do, turn down the fucking heat.
What? How about stop being a pussy?
You know, if you're having problems passing out because you stand up too quickly, maybe, and I'm just throwing this out there, having a chair in your tub isn't the answer.
As an expert in old people stuff, get the chair with the back on it. You're going to be a lot happier.
How about, and I'm just saying, turn down the heat a little bit so you can stand in the fucking shower and you don't have to worry about passing out from standing up.
Excuse me, that doesn't give you anything to complain about on social media.
It's called pots. So that is my shower chair. Now I have to rest before I go in the shower and after.
She has to rest before she goes in the shower for reasons I can't explain just from knowing what POTS is.
Maybe she was masturbating before that.
She does point to the lotion.
Uh-huh.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Skin and rubs its boobies.
Because it is quite strenuous on me.
It's quite strenuous on her to take a shower.
What are you, 12? What are you, a 12-year-old boy? Come on, get in the fucking shower.
Is there...
Here's some of my skincare.
Oh, look,
And
she
with
plays
cats,
Scrabble,
I like to
and she has a
kind of
cat.
put A lot of my
Is this all stuff she does before she
so
takes a
playing
shower?
Scrabble with my wife, you know, hanging out with the pets.
Okay,
that
Great
is-
Mortality was a good book. I read that one.
All she's talking about is that she sits around and... You know what normal people do, sweetheart? They tend to sit around and read and play video games and watch TV.
Yeah, play games,
Just-
read, yeah, check
Does she
out.
think most of us spend our nights running in circles or something? Like we're doing up downs from football camp?
Yes. Yes. You don't do that?
No.
You know, get up and down, do a bunch of squats and climb rope ladders and things like that. You don't do that?
No.
Weird.
Postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, POTS, is a blood circulation disorder. Yeah. And if you read it, they'll tell you that what you have to do is change your lifestyle a little bit.
Oh, POTS is people on the smack.
People on the smack would make a lot more sense with this chick who thinks that normal people don't sit around, not running marathons or whatever the fuck she thinks they do every night.
Yeah, this is just some chick that smokes a lot of weed and she's real nervous about the shower.
Who sent this to me? Who was that?
I blame older boys.
Mirai Vegeta. I'm just pointing out that you're the one that did this to me because you know how much it fucking irritates me. Population of California, 39,538,223. Population of Wyoming, 578,803. The 40 million people who live in the 22 smallest states get 44 senators to represent their views. The 40 million people in California get 2. This is undemocratic and an unfair representation of voters.
No, that's absolutely fair representation of voters. Otherwise,
It's not. No, it's not representation of voters. Senators are a representation of the state.
Yeah, because our votes don't matter. I mean, nothing. I wasn't questioning anything, YouTube.
The other part of the Congress is literally named House of Representatives. That's where your representation is.
That's where your representation is.
I am so tired of this stupid fucking argument. We are a republic. Each state is supposed to have equal representation in the Senate so that no state can just get too big like California and push everybody else the fuck around. It's supposed to be that way. This is how it's literally set up that way.
But Monkey, California really wants to push people around.
I know they do. They want to enforce their rule on everybody else. And I pointed out that this is a representative democracy, and somebody answered, but this doesn't represent people. No. This is why senators were picked by the states in the original system. Until the 14th Amendment, they were picked by the states. The legislatures got together and went, who's going to be our senator? It wasn't done by popular vote until, 1865?
Yeah, sometime after the Civil War, yeah.
So, God, I'm tired of these stupid people who just think mob rules should be how we do everything. Democracy's fine, Jack, and we democratically elect our representatives and our senators.
But they really like mobs, Monkey.
We are not a pure democracy, and we shouldn't be. We are a republic, a group of states who came together for common cause.
Look, all those people that love democracy are, let's face it, they're gang rapists.
I would give you that. Anyway, fucking stupid shit. So tired of this dumb shit. Dark Resurrect, thank you so much for that feminist $12. Senators represent the sovereign state, while representatives represent the people. Basic government class people. Well, they don't do that anymore.
Government class? They don't do that.
No, they've got to teach how bad white people are, and you can't do that when you're, teaching how the government's supposed to work.
Yeah, I mean, what are you trying to get them educated?
I saw this one today, and it just irritated me because I actually know my history. Hitler was elected Chancellor of Germany with only 43.9% of the vote. Not exactly true. But because of the anti-Hitler forces being divided, Hitler won. Hitler then made himself dictator and abolished free elections.
Like Trump's going to do.
You notice this is from Occupy Democrats, one of the few people that I was auto-banned from responding to for a while.
No. What?
And this person says, so fuck Robert Kennedy, fuck off Jill Stein. Apparently Jill Stein has announced that she's running or something.
Yeah.
That was a big thing today. Fuck off Marianne Williamson, like she's got a choice or a chance. And totally fuck off Dean Phillips. Again, no chance in hell. But
who?
what's important there is what's not said. They always go to Hitler for this.
That's the only history they know.
I can name a U.S. president from my lifetime who was elected with 43% of the popular vote.
Is that Bill Clinton?
Bill Clinton in 1992.
Yeah, it was a Ross Perot.
Bill Clinton never won with 50% of the vote. Neither of his elections did he get 50% of the popular vote. And if Perot's not in that election in 92, chances are George Bush wins. The fiscally conservative crowd was not going to run to Bill Clinton. They're not. But they always go to Hitler because it's got to be a scurry thing. If you don't side with us, you're gonna get Hitler. Or Clinton, which I see what you're saying there. I mean, he did bomb an aspirin factory to change the news cycle because he got his dick sucked.
And he was kind of rapey.
He was a little rapey. He killed a couple of kids, or at least helped cover up the murder of a couple of children. But that's still not Hitler. You know what I mean?
Right.
He still didn't go murder all the Jews in sight. Anyway, I love when these people don't think things through.
Well, they don't seem to do a lot of that thinking to begin with.
Apparently, Don Lemon sometimes said Michelle Obama was better looking than Melania Trump, which just makes sense. He likes dudes.
Yeah, that's true.
In all seriously, if you're looking at like, okay, who does he think is attractive? The guy likes guys. He's gay. And that's not. We're not going, oh, he's so gay. He's actually a pole smoker.
He's a practicing homosexual.
He's a homosexual. By the way, I don't say pole smoker with any animosity there. If you're a dude and you want to suck a dick, more power to you. I really don't care. But he's gay. So of course he's going to think that the guy who looks like a guy is more attractive.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I do not believe anybody actually finds Michelle Obama attractive.
I don't either. Look, one of my friends said it really well. RuPaul's better looking than Michelle Obama.
He is. Michelle Obama looks like the guy who played Hellboy.
Yeah, kind of.
She is. I will even say she doesn't have a penis. All right, she has a vagina.
She has
That's an ugly
Schrodinger's
bitch. That's an ugly woman. And all I can guess is that she really can smoke pole really well, because I don't see how Obama's like, yeah, that's who I want to make babies with. I want ugly kids.
Nope, she's got Schrodinger's penis. You don't know if it's there or not until you look.
All right. Oh God, we got to talk about this stupid fucking shit. Why, Jack? Because I'm
A glutton for punishment.
Not necessarily a glutton for punishment, but I have things to say, and I did name this one hot take. So, there's a chick who got mad because she went on to an airplane, right? And she gets herself a nice seat by the wall there, by the window. And when she goes to get to her seat, there's somebody already in it. And she's like, excuse me, get the fuck out of my seat. And the lady goes, oh, would you switch seats with me? The two people right next to me are my kids. And the lady says, if you have a window seat, yeah, I'll switch with you. Where's your seat? And she points to the middle seat right behind him. And so she goes, fuck no, get out of my seat. I'm paraphrasing the actual discussion. But that's what she's like, no, get out of my seat. That's my seat. I paid for that seat. She hadn't had much sleep, and she wanted to sleep on the plane and lean against the wall there with the window, right?
Yeah.
And of course, this always ignites a firestorm when this comes up, because it's not the first time it's come up recently. This shit's been coming up over and over the last few years. Buy the fucking seat that you want.
Yeah, I was going to say, can't you buy all the seats in a row?
You can. What probably happened is this woman did not plan her flight far enough in advance.
Yeah.
And so she couldn't sit with her kids, and she's like, oh yeah, I'll take those seats, expecting somebody to just, give it to her when she got there. But this isn't what really irritated me. What really irritated me is somebody responded to me and said, I would get up and move to the seat I was assigned, but I would give my kids a whole bunch of sugar, tit for tat.
How is that tit for tat? Because that lady bought her seat. That was her seat. It's not like she tricked somebody into giving it to her.
It's not tit for tat. This is one of those times when people don't know what the fuck they're talking about when they use phrases. You being a dickhole just to be a dickhole isn't tit for tat. Yeah. That lady who bought the seat next to the window doesn't owe that other lady a fucking thing.
No, she doesn't know them. She didn't make any promises. There was no deception to get that seat. She just booked her flight, and then that was the seat she got. She probably picked it and was like, "All right, whatever." No, I don't. I'm not trading my window seat for your stuck between two fat guys seat.
But this is people are mad about it now. On the plus side, Jack, that is not as hot a take as you might think, because apparently, according to polls, like 85% of people or 75% of people agree with us. Like, yeah, no, don't get out of that fucking seat. Fuck that bitch.
Yeah, because people are sick of this crap.
Yeah.
How many you could be nice and maybe switch, but people expect it now. It's no longer being polite or doing somebody a stranger a favor. They come to these planes and all these other situations with a sense of arrogant entitlement.
Yes.
Of somebody will give me what I want. No, fuck you. You're not owed anything. We need to get away from this kowtowing culture of just giving people what they want so they don't get mad. You know what? Fuck that bitch for not buying the tickets right. I don't care if she bought them late or what. That's on her. That's her fault. If she wanted to sit next to her kids, she should have planned ahead or waited for a flight to come up that had all the seats available together.
Yeah.
Screw her.
This is entitlement bullshit. Like you said, somebody will give up that seat. No, fuck you. Buy the seat you wanted.
Yeah.
And some people, and I don't know if it's true on the airline that they were on, some people say you have to pay extra to get a seat next to the window. I have no idea. Maybe that's true of some, but that's entirely beside the point. I wouldn't care if it was cheaper at the window. This is the seat I bought, and your bitch ass couldn't plan properly, and you expect me to give up my seat, me to be inconvenienced for you.
Yeah. Stranger.
In the story, it actually tells us that, and it doesn't tell us which one. The two children are 11 and 15. And the lady says that throughout the flight, one of the children kept leaning on her and pushing against her, and she didn't know what to do. You tell them to get the fuck off, use what you do.
Yeah. She had it easy out too, right there. If the teenager was a boy, that's my boob.
Yeah. But she says she didn't know what to do, and the mom, she thinks probably out of spite, didn't stop the child. I don't think it was out of spite. I just think that's how this woman is.
Yeah, she's just a shit parent.
Yeah. We already saw what a shit person she is, this entitled twat. Anyway, Cult of Creel, thank you again for that feminist donation. I pay $50 to $100 extra every time I fly for the seat I want. If some jackhole wants my seat, it will cost them $500 to $1,000 cash on the spot. There you go. It's your seat.
Nice.
Actually, though, Jack, it also says in the article that airlines don't want you switching seats. And it's actually for a really good reason.
To identify the dead bodies when they crash?
Yes.
Yep.
In case something goes wrong, the way they identify bodies is seat position. So if you switch to, I don't know do they still do it A through Z with the numbers like A5? You're supposed to be in seat A5 and you're in C6, and they're like, oh, we found John. Except, wow, John's a short little woman now. Now
I haven't been on a plane in ages. I don't remember what do you think fucking works?
I've not been on a plane since I was 10 years old.
Oh wow.
Yeah. We flew out to California. It's the last time I've been on a plane. Actually, we flew back, so technically that's the last time I was on a plane. All right, Jack. I have to do this just because I have to.
You always say that, it ends up being something horrific.
Oh, it is horrific. It's Pearl.
Oh.
I like that you did. There's several things about this video that piss me off. And that's why we have to watch it. This is Pearl being the smart Pearl that she is.
Women don't really know what it's like to be in a man's shoes. And
that's true. Men don't really know what it's like to be in a woman's shoes either.
Oh, that's not true. There's lots of dudes that wear women's shoes these days.
I mean, we have women that wear men's shoes, though. These are metaphorical shoes, Jack.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with her. She's, not real smart.
there's a lot of things that women are not willing to do in 2023. You know, women demand, I want to be equal to men, but don't want the price of equality that comes with it. For example, in relationship, you know, women want men to take up all the responsibility. They want them to pay for dates, plan them, do everything, but they won't give them any authority in terms of, oh, you can't tell me what to wear, you can't tell me what to do.
All right, let's just stop there for a minute. Um,
All right, we're going on a date to the sex dungeon. Wear something leathery.
The argument she's making is true about women and equality. She's just really fucking stupid. So the argument comes out, they want men. Whoops, sorry, I just punched my microphone. They want men to pay for dates, but they won't let them have the authority, you know, like to tell them what to wear. Do you think those two things are equal, Pearl? Is that equality in your world?
Well, I like where this is going because when I import my Asian bride, she's going to have to wear a burlap sack for a while until I can trust her to wear her going out jumpsuit. To help make her look, you know, more potatoey and unattractive to other men so she won't run away.
This is my biggest complaint with Pearl, other than her being stupid, of course. It's a side effect of her being stupid, is that she's about to make a good argument, Jack. And what she said at the very beginning is true. But she's not smart enough to make the arguments because she doesn't even really know them. She just, you know, steals them from a dead man. And she literally steals them from a dead black man and from Fresh and Fit. She really likes, she's like Amy Schumer. You show her a dead black man, she's going to steal it.
That's sad.
Come on, that was funny.
Rest in power.
Let me assure you of something, Miss Pearl. When Kevin talked about putting your dick away, he would have meant you too.
Yeah.
But anyway, she goes on to say this.
But another aspect that women don't want to do in society is women want to be equally respected in society for the work that they do, but women do not want to do equal work. So
I don't know why they keep doing this shit with the camera. I think somebody watched Ben Shapiro and they're like, he does different cuts to different angles every so often. We should do it every 3 seconds.
Oh, I could tell you how that got started. They used to do that on the news when they recorded news segments. And if somebody screwed up, they would turn to the other camera and pick up where they left off so they could edit out the screw up. And it would just look like, it's called the 2-camera setup. But they've taken it to a ludicrous extreme where instead of just a bunch of jump cuts because they can't remember their fucking lines or read a sheet of paper, they just constantly have to cut stuff. And it looks choppy and like a bad music video.
Well, on YouTube, this is a style. Like I said, Ben Shapiro uses it a lot, and they use a second camera on purpose, and he never actually turns to it. So he'll be talking into this camera straight ahead of him. I think Ben actually uses 3 cameras. He'll be talking into the camera right in front, and then they'll switch to the camera coming from his left.
Yeah.
And he'll be still addressing that front camera. I don't know what that style is supposed to do. Maybe switch things up for the viewing audience or whatever.
It's a POV of the whatever stalking Ben Shapiro.
It's a Palestinian.
Yeah, Chucky vision.
You use it sparingly if you're going to do it.
Yeah.
This is worse than Phil DeFranco jump cuts.
These are jump cuts. They're just a different style of them. I can almost guarantee you that.
Well, actually, if you watch it, the audio is connected the whole time.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And if we go back, hang on. Watch, I think it's this one.
in terms of, oh, you can't tell me what to wear, you can't tell me what to do.
Did you see that right there?
Yeah.
The camera slides to the left and it slides to the right first and then to the left. It's like they're trying to do some stylistic shit and it drives me nuts.
But don't be so quick to walk away, Monkey.
I had to stop watching. I was going to give me a seizure. You need a warning on these kind of videos, for fuck's sake. Anyway, here's what she's gonna say.
Ew. But another aspect that women don't want to do in society is women want to be equally respected in society for the work that they do.
Preach.
But women do not want to do equal work. So there's a video I saw on Twitter of a job that really is looking for female applicants. They said, ladies, please apply here. We need diversity and inclusion.
There's no reason for these camera movements. She's continuing. There's no break in the audio.
I don't know. I kind of zoned out when she talks after a while.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I have tiny girl brains, blah.
Anyway, she's talking about women say they want diversity and inclusion. Go ahead.
So
fuck
please
up the argument.
apply. Let's pull it up.
Hang on. Other people have made this exact comparison with this exact video.
Mm-hmm.
6 months ago when this
Yeah.
video really went viral?
Mm-hmm.
How old is this clip?
I have no idea, but she retweeted it today.
Real fast. Thank you, Cult of Curl, for that feminist donation. I will use AI to come up with a measurement of jump cuts over time. It'll be called DeFrancos per second.
Who was that?
The Cult of Curl.
Wonderful, my friend.
That's genius, dude. Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, I'm going to stop watching this because she just talks about the same thing for the rest of the video. Come on, women. How come you don't want to go there, women? Women, they're asking. Come on, women. Oh, that bitch is so annoying. Pearl, as you pointed out, Jack, that video went around quite a while ago. And people did it much better than she did. One, without all those fucking weird jump cuts. But two, without bringing up man paying for date, women have to dress how he tells her.
Yeah, she's trying to wedge too many things into one commentary.
Yes, because she's not smart.
No, if she was smart, she'd do a single issue like you should let your man pick your outfit out. Here's why, and make that a video, and then you could do another video on why women don't want to do the jobs men do. See, it's poor planning for content. So
you know what? Hang on. Ippy Silly in chat says this. She has a point, but misses the target entirely. Yes. Exactly.
Yeah, well, I mean, she doesn't look like she aims well, if you know what I'm saying. But no, I think this is a part of half-assing a grift. Look, we all think that she's most of us, I'm sure, in chat. I don't know about you guys, but it's pretty obvious that she's just kind of playing the game of being red-pilled or whatever, a men's rights activist, whatever they're calling it these days.
Red-pilled is what she says.
Yeah, red-pilled. Okay. Well, she's kind of playing the game of doing that, and she seems to be doing it for money, not necessarily because she actually believes it. Maybe she does. It doesn't matter. But she tries too hard. If she was smart, she'd pick one thing, focus on that, make the content there, then make another content, like I said, about the other point, and delineate between them instead of ham-fistedly wedging them together, because that is shit planning, and it's going to cut her longevity down. You're diluting your own brand.
Johnny Hellcat, thank you. Why does she always look wet? I don't know.
That is a good point. Maybe it's the fresh souls she's stolen.
I think it's because she's so good at attracting men that she's just always wet.
Ew.
Oh, wait, no, she can't attract men. She's going to tell you ladies how to do it, but she can't herself.
I actually think she would be doing better if she took some public speaking classes.
I think she'd be doing better if she shut the fuck up about this stuff and actually talked about something she really believed in and had a passion for that she would actually go learn about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, if she took a couple of speech classes, she'd learn how to write a speech better. And that might help her refine her ideas a little more and elaborate on stuff instead of just throwing out buzzwords. She would probably be a lot more popular. As it is, I don't really get the attraction. But I'm also not part of that sphere, so I guess there's a
Well,
people want to hear what she has to say. But if she would refine her arguments better, and maybe take some debate classes at a college level, she would probably be doing a lot better than she is.
she is popular, what popularity she does have, because it's waning. Largely from TikTok videos, or sorry, shorts here on YouTube and some TikTok videos where it's very much the token thing. It's a woman saying these things that these men rights activists and these red pillars are saying. See, even women think it. And so they got this token woman who's up there willing to say any stupid shit that she can think of. And like, oh, see, like right now she's selling shirts that say women shouldn't vote. Oh, how edgy you are from, 10 years ago.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If she took like some debate classes, she could refine that into a legitimate career instead of just like a tokenized thing.
I don't think she could, because I don't think she believes in the arguments she's making. She's making them because she's seen other people be popular with them. And if you're not actually into it, maybe you can bullshit your way. I don't think she can. Even taking speech classes or even a composition class to teach her how to write fucking worth of shit, I don't think she can fake it very well because she still doesn't believe in it.
That's fair. I don't know. I think she could probably keep the grift going for a while. Look at Talcum X.
Sure.
Sean King. That dude, he does. I don't think he believes half of what he spews, but he's turned it into a really comfortable grift.
Hammer says it looks like a longer video and someone did a poor job of editing it down to a short. She tweeted it out, dude. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, if that's edited down, she needs to get an editor.
It was tweeted out by another account called David Mottershead. No idea who that is. And she retweeted it. So she, at the very least, approves of it.
I don't know. I would hate to think she edited that to look like that, but...
Anyway, Jack, let's move on and talk about fat people. I'm sorry.
Fucking hell.
I'm sorry. Fat people and tall and short people. Share this tab.
Is this some sort of planetary privilege?
No, this is actually going to be a real disaster for discrimination laws.
Oh, sweet.
New York law banning discrimination based on height and weight goes into effect.
Awesome. We are going to get some awesomely fat NYPD cops now.
Oh, that's not the problem. The problem is that when you put something into discrimination law like this, Jack, it means that all businesses that are open to the public have to accommodate as well.
Yeah, they're going to have to widen those shopping aisles, and we're going to have some fatto window washers. So when they plummet to the ground, they'll take out 5 or 6 people.
One of the arguments that one of the fatties makes in here is that sometimes they go to restaurants and stuff, and there's just not room in the booth for them. So in New York City, if you do not have booths that accommodate a 600-pound person, you are breaking the law.
Yeah, fuckers. Does this apply to roller coasters? It will. Yep.
And now in New York City, any fatty if you're in New York City right now and you're really, really fat, listen to me. You have a money-making opportunity here. Go to every restaurant you can find and write down what they are and how you can't fit into their booths and sue them for discrimination. There's a guy in California who's made kind of a living doing this with the Americans with Disabilities Act.
Yeah.
He will find the most minor fucking infraction and report it, and he ends up getting money from the government for reporting it. And these people end up having to pay thousands of dollars to do something really stupid that hasn't bothered anybody.
I'm surprised nobody's beat the shit out of that guy, because he has had some frivolous fucking lawsuits.
Well, he wins them all because of the way the law's written.
Yeah, but they're fucking dumb. It's trivial shit.
Keister says all forms of transportation are going to have to accommodate. Yep.
Yeah, they're going to have to get reinforced undercarriages and a lot more shock absorbers for all the moo fatty pants they're going to be getting on.
And can we just be honest? And I think Bering said this on Twitter as well. This has nothing to do with tall or short people.
No, this is all about body positivity, accommodation.
Yeah, here, let's look at the picture that they have of the people. Do you see any of them there? They're not going to be able to like get into a restaurant because they're too tall or too short.
I don't know. Are there midgets hiding behind all those moo cows?
No.
Oh,
If there was something that small in the room, one of them would have ate it.
they might have. Peter Dinklage, no.
This has nothing to do with this. Is just say, oh well, tall people too, so that the fat people can feel better about themselves. No, it's not just about fat people. It's about body type.
Maybe they meant tall if they were laying down.
Now, I've told you guys before, I don't make fun of fat people just to make fun of fat people.
I do.
I don't, because I'm not a mean person by nature. However, this is another one of those stories where I'm told that being fat is not really their fault. You know what I never saw, Jack?
What's that?
Of all the pictures I've seen of, say, Auschwitz and Dachau and the different concentration camps, I never saw a fat Jew in those pictures.
Oh, I can explain that. See, they took all the fat ones and made soap out of them.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I watched, my wife loves the show Naked and Afraid.
Yeah.
And I've never seen one of those people not lose at least 10 pounds.
Oh, yeah, because they're not eating consistently. They're not eating balanced diets or excess. There's no McDonald's out in the wilderness, shockingly.
Generally speaking, I know it can happen, but it is very rare for somebody to go into the military and go through boot camp and come out of boot camp heavier than they went in. Usually that is reserved for people who go in really skinny and they pack on muscle.
Yeah.
Because all of that fucking running that they do tends to make them lose weight.
Well, look, the fat ones might have a heart attack and die.
Go back and look at pictures. We've had pictures around since the 1800s. Go back and look through all those pictures. Count how many fat people you actually see up until, say, the 80s. Go back to the 50s and all the pictures of people out and about. How many of them are fat?
Not very many. It was usually like the alcoholics and President Taft.
The majority of people weren't fat. Being fat is not a natural state. Please stop spreading that lie. You're literally killing people.
Look, Oliver Hardy was really fat. Then he lost a bunch of weight and became the leader of Germany. Wait, those might be two different people.
I think those might be two different people.
Same mustache kind of threw me off. Real fast, though. Thank you, Circus Zero. About 10 minutes behind. If a train leaves Boston at 45 miles per hour, what color is the car at the train crossing? Pearl's video. Yeah, too many ideas in one shot.
Wow, Dark says he lost 30 pounds in basic. Yeah. I know lots of guys who went into basic. I grew up around military. A lot of kids went into basic, and none of them came out fatter than they went in. In fact, most of them lost weight. There were a few who came out and they didn't look like they changed much, Jack, but they were in good shape to begin with.
Yeah. No, that's why I didn't go to basic, because first of all, I'm not signing up to die in a war because, the first Gulf War was going on at the time. And second of all, I'm lazy and fat. And I was really lazy and I was probably a little thinner back then, but still pretty lazy and fat. And I didn't want to do a bunch of running and jumping.
Well, I mean, again, going to that story, if you look at those ladies who were standing around the mayor as he signed that, none of them were just a little overweight. None of them were, I have a drinking problem overweight. Those people were, I can mainline Twinkies fat.
Yeah, they were all corpulent.
It is dangerous to keep preaching this shit to people.
I'm surprised they were able to stand that long.
What is the number one killer in America, Jack?
Moose.
That's Canada.
Badgers.
Heart disease.
Heart disease. What?
Yeah, 3 of the top 5 killers of of Americans. No, it's not OJ. He only got 2. 3 of the top 5 are fat related.
Wow.
Dragon Mage, thank you so much. I found out Sony is making a Madam Web movie. Why she's not even B-list? How many people have even heard of her? And I've seen the trailer, and they're making her a fully able-bodied young woman who's a girl boss, teams with other women to stop a main villain. I don't even know what Madam Web is, but that's a great segue. Oh, you know what? Hold that thought, because I have to show this picture. Mike, I love you. What the fuck is with those shorts, dude? Mike.
Yeah, Mike on the prowl for some booty. Jeez, dude.
Hey, this tweet, it says, "Sup, sluts." I'm like, how dare you when you're wearing that?
Yeah, he's looks like he's going to a gym on 80s day to get some. Go for it, Mike. You could do it.
One of the things I love about Mike is he has a very 80s vibe to his dress. He looks like an extra when you see him dressed like this, like an extra from an 80s movie where there's a gay guy hanging around in the background. And I fucking love it. Assassin of the Gray says, "Who? That's Mike Harlo, friend of the show. He's a really good guy. Just giving him some shit for wearing those fucking shorts, man."
Yeah, dude's funny as fuck, man.
Mike, come on.
I hope he comes back on sometime because he was really fun.
Yeah, me and him have talked about it a couple of times. We've just never been able to get together and get a timing done.
Yeah, he's a busy guy. He's got real shit to do.
Yeah, he's out there. I mean, he's part of the movement with Walk Away.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he does real shit. We just talk on a stream at night.
Yeah, he's young and got energy, man.
Yeah, we're old and I'm lazy, you're crippled, so.
But to that last donation, yeah, I feel like we should watch this.
Oh, God, hang on before you piss me off. Thank you, Dark Resurrect, for that feminist donation. First thing I noticed when I started dropping weight was how much better I felt. I've gained some back after I got out, but nowhere near as bad. Yeah, there's a lot to be said for losing weight. You do feel a lot better. You have more energy, more sex drive, more stamina. It's a lot of work to get there, but you have to make lifestyle changes, not just like, oh, I'm going to stop eating donuts this week. And that's the part people struggle with, is actually changing their lifestyle.
Mr. Hughes says he won't come on the show if you diss his shorts. I disagree. He actually has a very wonderful sense of humor. And when he comes on the show, I might make that picture my avatar.
Yeah. For those of you that don't know, Madam Web is an old lady in Spider-Man that can kind of see the future and sees the strands of the future, so you can change it. And they made her like this 20-something that's going to lead a bunch of other Spider-Man knockoffs. And they're going to fight patriarchy or some shit. So now you're going to piss me off with the death of a franchise I used to love.
Let's describe for the people what they're seeing real fast. This is Doctor Who, and Doctor Who's had a problem for a couple of years because they brought on a female doctor. And it's not necessarily just that they brought on a female doctor, it's that the writing fucking sucks.
It went woke just before that. It was starting to, there were hints of it in the 11th Doctor and then the 12th Doctor. They really started ramping up the wokeness. And then the 13th Doctor was the female doctor, and they just went no holds barred. So they brought back the 10th Doctor, who's the guy in front of us.
The beloved 10th Doctor.
Yes, David Tennant. He's reprising the role as the 14th Doctor because their viewership dipped so badly that they were desperate. They switched showrunners and writers, and they decided they still wanted all the woke shit. They just wanted different people, and they thought they'd bring back an actor who was incredibly popular so they could shit all over his legacy.
Well, let's show them what that looks like.
Yes, we know.
We know everything. Thanks.
And you know nothing. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore. She'd have understood.
Now I realize that's hard to hear, but they said, yes, we know everything. It's a shame you're not a woman anymore, because then you'd understand.
Yeah. Which, by the way, the person on the left, I believe, is a trans woman. So
I would not be shocked if you had asked me which one of those is trans, I would definitely say the black one. We'll just let it keep playing. It's not.
We've got all that power, but there is a way to get rid of it. Something a male presenting Time Lord will never understand.
You have all that power, but you'll never get rid of it. Something a male presenting Time Lord will never understand.
Yeah.
Who writes this shit?
I don't know. This is worse than fan fiction. I've honestly read fan fiction better than this.
And wait for it.
Just let it go.
Just let it go.
We choose to let it go.
We choose to let it go. Oh, and look, the magical lesbian.
Yeah.
Oh, that's regeneration power, I think, is fucking dumb.
Somebody said in the chat that they ruined the Doctor's legacy at the end of last season, and I know what they're talking about. That's the one where they show the origin of the Doctor
and how he was really a strong, independent black alien,
a strong, independent black woman the whole time.
Yeah, they have officially said they are not undoing that. They are keeping that as canon. So the first Doctor was not the old white man that everybody knew and loved. It is, in fact, an alien from another dimension that they kidnapped and forced to regenerate multiple times so that they could steal her magic black powers or something. And it was really, really fucking dumb. There was also kind of a mildly racist undertone to it, too.
Oh, definitely. Now, look, I've mentioned many times I'm not a fan of Doctor Who. As a fan of other franchises this kind of shit has happened to, I am angry for you guys.
Yeah, I was enraged when I saw this clip because I actually like David Tennant's run for the most part. It had some really good episodes. A lot of what they've done in the past 10 years with Doctor Who has been total dog shit. And it has gotten worse and worse. And the franchise is dead to me. I was a huge fan. Like, some people had Star Trek growing up. I had Doctor Who. I was probably the only person in my entire region under 30 that liked Doctor Who. And I cannot believe they've fucking done this.
This is why I brought up that he was so beloved, because I remember when he left the show and they're bringing in who's the guy who replaced him? Fuck, I can't remember his name.
Oh, Matt Smith.
Yeah, and there were the arguments about how he just can't live up to him and he's not doing as well. It's not what happened with the female Doctor, but there were fans that were like, no, we need him. He's the Doctor.
Yeah, because he had a long run as the Doctor, and he was very popular. He followed Christopher Eccleston, which was kind of hard because he did a really good job, I thought, but he was only going to do it for one season. Tennant did it for years, and they had some really solid scripts. They had some decent actors on there, and they had the little love story thing. And they kind of shit all over that afterward. Like they would take story hooks and ignore them after, with Matt Smith. Like the whole storyline with the Impossible Girl got forgotten. Or that was the Coleman, Jenna Coleman's character at the end of Matt Smith's run. The people that took over for Capaldi just sort of ignored the fact that this girl had been involved in all his previous lives. They just ignored it. You never hear it brought up again. And then when she's gone, they totally blow it off like, nah, she didn't matter anyway. Hey, sorry, Mancy.
And it's brought up in chat that then Matt Smith was loved. He really was too. The Doctors that I know of, and I was not real familiar with this show, Jack. My son became a big fan of it, and I got into it a little bit. And those are the ones that I know, and I remember them leaving and how pissed the fans were each time.
Yeah.
But then they bring this lady in, and if you guys, Critical Drinker, go watch him. Go watch his reviews of the Doctor Who seasons. those shows are just bad. They're badly written.
Oh, they're terrible. They are horrible. The writing really started going downhill with Peter Capaldi, which really does that actor a massive disservice. He could have been a legendary Doctor because he is a really solid actor and he nailed the part. But they gave him dog shit scripts.
Well, they brought in that one writer, and I forget his name. He's mentioned repeatedly in Critical Drinker videos because he fucking hates the guy. Who the showrunner who was just woke as can be, and if you didn't like it, you were a shit. He's basically Brie Larson of the BBC. But yeah, so there you go, guys. That's what they've done to that franchise, for fuck's sake. All right, Jack, I'm going to bring this story up. I want to point out that this is not necessarily something that's going to happen immediately, but it's kind of something we talked about on the last show. The Russian-Ukraine war is just about over from Zero Hedge. And if you read the article, which I have, basically they talk about the fact that it's come down to a war of attrition. And a war of attrition, here, let me give you guys some numbers. There are 46 million people living in Ukraine. There are 146 million in Russia. If it comes down to who can put more people on the battlefield, that's going to be Russia. We can give the Ukrainians all the major weapon systems that we have, but if they have nobody to pull the trigger, they're going to lose. And with everybody shifting their focus away from Ukraine, Russia to Israel, Palestine, Zelensky is out there with his hat out and nobody's putting anything in it.
Yeah.
They are running out of time. Now, this article says that I think it's the Chancellor of Germany. Don't quote me on that. Somebody from Germany said that there was a chance to end this war, I think back in May of 2022. And we stopped them from doing it. We told the Ukrainians no. I don't know if that's true. I could see that being a thing.
Oh, yeah.
But as of right now, look, the Ukrainians just do not have enough people. In order for them to beat Russia, they would need an influx of, they're sending, according to the articles I've read, people who are in their 40s and 50s to the front line.
Wow.
When you can't put out what we would normally call military age men, you have problems when you're in a war. I've been telling you all this all along, all these things about how the Russians are getting their asses kicked. It's just not true. The Russians do not care about death tolls because what they care about is winning.
Yeah.
And Stalin, then nobody's going to care about the millions dead. They're just going to see the greatness we did.
Real quick, let me grab a couple of things here. Thank you, Evolve Potato. But he's gotten rid of his Time Lord powers before. Not Putin, Doctor Who. This exact actor, as the Doctor, removed his Time Lord powers and put it in a pocket watch. Plus, we've met the Doctor's mother in canon. Look, your hate facts have no place here. These are shitty writers that don't bother to do any research. So they don't really know any of that. Because they're lazy and stupid. And they're activists. And also, thank you, Keldrig. That was fucking painful to watch. I was only ever a mild fan of the show, but I understood the appeal. And that was just spitting in the face of the fans.
No, see, Keldrig, if you were a woman, you'd understand.
Yeah, I don't think that's true either.
I think there's things that women understand that men never will. Just like I think there's things men understand that women never will.
Oh, you mean like couch cushions?
Not exactly.
Oh, because women understand that. I don't.
I was thinking, I mean, kind of. Decorating is one, sure. Because, like, men want a house to keep the rain off them. Women want a house to make it nice and pretty.
They nest.
They nest, yeah. We're not natural nesters the way they are. Hashtag not all. I know there's, overlap and all that. But generally speaking, they're like the whole crying thing where you come bitching to me about a problem and I know how to solve it, but I'm not supposed to tell you how to solve it because you just want to vent. Like, that's pointless to me.
No, I have to agree with Keldrick, though. This was just spitting in the fans' faces.
Of course it was.
But they don't really have that many fans left anymore. I think a lot of people came back to see David Tennant again, and this is what they dick slap him with. And that is beyond insulting. Quite honestly, they should have canceled the show with Jodie Whittaker because she was garbage. And just start over. Just start over the nothing of the new Doctor Who stuff ever happened. I already came up with ways they could explain all this away.
You could just pull a Dallas, man. The whole thing was a dream.
No, there's actually in canon, in the old shows, there's a way to fix this and say that Jodie Whittaker's regeneration was not actually the Doctor. It's the Valeyard, who is an aspect of the Doctor that tried to put the Doctor on trial in an entire season called The Trial of a Time Lord. The prosecutor is an evil version of the Doctor. And they could have explained it that that's his origin. Something went wrong with the regeneration and he split into two people. And some evil aspect of him came out, and that's the one that becomes the Valeyard. And it could have been some parasitical creature that was living inside of the Doctor, and that's why the origin of this the weird black lady alien is that it was some sort of parasitic creature that managed to get inside of his body at some point and thinks it's the Doctor. That would explain all of that nonsense. Granted, it's not exactly a pretty cure, but it would fix the problem. Then you could still say Jodie Whittaker thinks she's the Doctor, but she's not the Doctor. She's this evil alien thing from another dimension that the Time Lords were torturing for thousands of years. Fine. Now we could go back to having a proper Doctor and not making it retarded. I may be a little bitter about this.
If you read the comments from fans on this, nobody liked it.
Yeah.
I don't know who the people who make media these days, I don't know who they're pandering to. Because the audience that they're making shit for isn't the one who watches this stuff.
Well, and their ratings are in the toilet. They have a bunch of fake fan tourists that watch it, that comment on social media, but they're an incredibly tiny fraction of what they need to keep any show going. You can't keep a web series going with the audience they've got. It just doesn't work. But those people are very loud. They're very vocal on social media and on various fan websites that aren't real fan websites or propaganda sites. But that's who they decided to cater to because that's who's writing this shit.
I would disagree a little bit because I don't think even they're watching. I think the people who are watching are still Doctor Who fans who are waiting for it to come back. Because if it was those people, there are enough of those people to keep a show going. They're just not the people who watch it. They're, oh, yay, you've got representation in Doctor Who. I'm still not watching it.
Yeah. The next Doctor... Oh, sorry.
No, we've seen that over and over again in different media where they pull this shit.
Yeah. They've already announced the 15th Doctor. He was actually going to take over because David Tennant's only doing like a 4-episode thing. Mm-hmm. So it's a total dick tease anyway. And that guy is like this loud and out gay black dude. And he reminds me of Ruby from Fifth Element, Chris Tucker's character.
Yeah.
That's where they're going. They're going to turn it into some sort of super weird thing. And I think they're missing a lot of opportunities to correct their mistakes and course correct back into proper science fiction. But they don't want to. They want this activist shit forced down your throat.
The thing is, they don't think it's a mistake.
Absolutely. They think you're the bigot for not watching it.
And again, how many times have we seen this with movies with the girl power? Like, this movie wasn't even made for you. Why didn't you guys go watch it? You're just bigots. Well, you told us. I mean, The Charlie's Angels one is one of the few where they've actually just come out and said, "Hey, this isn't even for you." And then when you don't go watch it, they're like, "Why didn't you come watch this, you bigot?"
Yeah, the fault is straight white men.
You just don't like women. Like, nah, I love women, man. I just like good storytelling.
Yeah.
Did you see the video? You know what? We should pull that one up. The video of the female cops trying to arrest that guy.
Yeah, that was pathetic. Women should be cops.
I swear I retweeted that one. I wonder why it didn't make my list tonight. I have to go all the way back to try to find where the hell I saw that. Was that last night that I saw that?
Check CCTV idiots. I'm sure.
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay.
I knew I had retweeted it because that shit was funny. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is a traffic stop in a country I'm not sure of. But what we're seeing on the screen is there's 2 female cops and a couple more female cops, all of which seem to be overweight, Jack.
Yeah, a little bit. But that tends to happen with a lot of female cops. They're not buff, they're just fat.
They look like they could be working at the U.S. Capitol, is all I'm saying.
Call back.
But anyway, they're arresting a very, very skinny subject here. I'm told this is Chicago. Is that what that says on the side of there? All right.
I think it is Chicago. Yeah, it's a different country. One where they don't enforce laws properly.
Chirac, man.
Yeah.
And so he's talking to, we're just going to let this play as we talk over it.
Why are you doing that? Thank you, Cult of Krill, for that feminist donation. What happened to New Who as a result of forced government propaganda? Remember, the BBC is funded by taxes. Yeah, it's funded by their TV licenses and federal funds. And it's insane. It's insane what they get away with because most of their shows are not popular.
Can I just point out there's two women trying to bend his right arm behind his back.
Yeah. They should put their weight into it. Just go dead weight. He'll move his arm.
Well, wait a second, because we'll get to that in a second. But sorry, those of you.
I was just saying.
This is
you get another vehicle over to the system on the east side of.
This is them just talking to each other, like, "Hey, we got some shit going on over here." If you haven't seen this, take a guess of what happens. Give me a 1 if you think he gets away. Give me a 2 if you're so naive you think these 4 women are going to take this one skinny black guy.
I kind of feel bad for him because, I mean, you're getting wrestled by 4 women cops and you're trying really hard not to hurt them.
Yeah.
Because he's not really struggling that much.
He's not.
Half-assing it.
Again, this guy, from what we can see, he is very thin. It's not like he's a really muscular dude. Now, my favorite part of the clip is going to come up here in just a second. Here. I got to pause. Right there. This woman is putting her weight into this woman to try to keep him still.
It's not going to work that way. Also, since these are female cops, I'm real shocked they didn't shoot him. Because women cops are more likely to shoot you. I don't care what the stats say. They got to show how tough they are.
They have one cuff on him. It's on his left hand. You can see it dangling there.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised they got that on. If he really wanted to fight, he wouldn't have gotten cuffed at all. Because he throws a couple punches, they're going to drop like crazy.
Keldrick, thank you. I mean, in a different context, 4 women could take one black guy. I feel like you've been looking at memes. Oh, look, there he goes.
And he's off.
My favorite part of that is that, hang on, we got to let this, we got to pause this at just the right time. All right, right there. Notice the 2 chicks in the back. They're just like, I ain't fucking running.
They look like they can sprint. Come on.
At least the other 2 make an attempt. And he just says, nah, fuck it. We can't take him.
I'm shocked they didn't taser him or shoot him. I really am. Especially in Chicago. Nobody's going to say anything if they shoot. The Benny Hill music starts playing.
I don't know what they were trying to arrest him for. You know what I mean? maybe they were like, oh, this is just a jaywalking ticket. We shouldn't shoot his ass.
Yeah, maybe, but I still won't put it past them, especially in Chirac there.
It's just funny as shit, man. 4 big women could not take that little dude. He was tall, gangly, of course.
Yeah, but that should have been easier for them to take him down because being tall, you have a higher center of gravity.
Yeah, all one of y'all had to do was grab his legs.
It shows not only the incompetence of female cops, it also shows how badly trained so many cops are these days.
Did you notice with all that, not one of them tried to take out his legs? Not one of them tried to trip him?
No, because women aren't very good fighters. I'm sorry, ladies. Don't watch action movies. Those are lies.
I was waiting for one of them to jump up and scissor his neck to take him down. I've seen that so many times in movies.
Yeah. Oh, Dark Resurrect's right. He said if they had a weapon or malicious intent, he could have killed those women.
Sure.
Yeah. He only had to kill one of them to get their gun. He could have taken all 4 of them out just with a couple of punches.
He could have taken one of their guns.
Yeah.
I mean, the one had the taser right there on her belt. I could have grabbed that thing. If he wanted to, he could have really hurt those women. Instead, he's like, get the fuck off me.
Yeah, he was more interested in getting out of there. That's just sad, man.
You think he's going to get charged with stealing their handcuffs?
Oh, probably.
Pressure
Probably
points
some
are
other
fun.
feelings-based crimes.
That was just such a ridiculous display. Again, look, if women want to be in things like the police and the fire department, that is fine. I do not care. But you need to be able to do the job that a man can.
Yep.
Not watered down for women. Not 3 of you get to carry a bag. No. You need to be able to do exactly what a man can.
Yeah, and if you could do that, awesome. Same thing with firefighters. Actually,
Yeah.
more so with firefighters. I don't want some girl struggling to get me out of a burning building.
Yeah, right. Yeah. And I said the same thing with the military and any of this stuff. We're like, we need to let women do it. That's fine. But you need to be able to do it. That shit goes really bad sometimes. I mean, that one F-14 pilot died because they were forcing women. Like, no, we can get women. She wasn't very good at her job, Jack. And they're like, no, we got a female F-14 pilot. The F-14, a notoriously hard plane to fly. And she went off the deck and drowned. Whoopsie.
That's ridiculous. This watering down of standards is getting a lot of people hurt and killed. And it needs to stop.
Well,
it's ridiculous crap.
The fucked up part about the F-14 story is they did have female pilots who could do it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she's a special golden child.
No, we need 4 of them. That's what we need. Oh, yeah. You just killed a woman. Good job.
Let's just lower standards till we get one.
Killed for equality. What a way to go. Anyway. All right, Jack, you brought some stuff with you. Daryl Hall is suing John Oates. That might be the best fucking headline ever.
I know. It's trouble in paradise. Quick fun story about Hall & Oates. I am not out of touch or a man-eater. But when I was a kid, I knew this kid named Bruce. He was a really nice kid, but he was slow. Special needs kid. I didn't realize I was like 8 at the time. His dad loved Hall & Oates, but he looked just like the guy with the mustache. I think that's Oates.
I always just assumed.
I mean, he looked exactly like him to the point I thought he was in the band. So I always associated that band with this retarded kid. So I thought they were retard music till I was in like college.
Hall & Oates was a big part of the 80s. I mean, they did so many songs. I'm not a huge fan. I don't turn them off. I might switch the radio station just to see if something else is on. But there are people who absolutely love Hall & Oates, and I'm like, I don't get it.
I appreciate them a lot more as I'm older now because they actually had a lot of songs I didn't know they sang. I only really knew Maneater for the longest time.
Fair enough.
But yeah, they've got a couple decent songs, but it's not something I seek out either. But it's kind of 80s background music, I'll listen to it if it comes on.
Daryl Hall has sued his longtime music partner John Oates, arguing his plan to sell off his share of a joint venture would violate the terms of a business agreement the Hall & Oates duo had forged. The move quickly prompted a judge to temporarily block the sale while legal proceedings and a previously initiated arbitration continue. He just wants to sell off his part of the band, and this guy like, nah, bruh.
I wasn't sure if he was selling off his part or he was selling off the other guy's part. But I'll sell you his bit, no problem.
Yeah, they're kind of sealing everything up. Other than them
not
suing
that
it,
depth. I just thought it was funny to make Hall & Oates jokes.
that is funny as shit.
Suing each other
Over dumb shit too. You know, I was watching Razor Fist. He does his Metal Mythos series. I don't know if you've ever watched that.
No, I don't think so.
He does deep dives on metal bands, and he goes through their music catalog and tells you what he likes about each album and gives a little bit of history and stuff about them. And he just did one on Alice Cooper.
Oh, nice. I like it.
Yeah. And it's interesting the way the band broke up originally. They all were finally like, fuck it, I want to go be famous too, because Alice becomes and we've seen this in so many bands. The front man becomes the big guy, and then they're always shocked by the front guy becoming the big guy.
Yeah, because he's the singer.
He's the face of the band, of course. But yeah,
it's just egos, man.
I also watched in that one, I fucking love it because Alice is talking about, the early days. It's like, yeah, everybody's talking about, the music, got to be true to the music. He's like, fuck that. We were about money. We're about money and women. Which
that sounds why you get a rock and roll band.
Right. Like, we want
artistic integrity. Stop lying.
Yeah. That's why you're beating your guitar with a hammer, because artistic integrity. You won. No, I also watched the one about Black Sabbath today too, because I hadn't seen it, and it popped up in the side. Some of them are really long. Like those are both 2 hours long. Alice Cooper's got like fucking 30 albums or whatever it is.
Oh yeah, he's been around since the 70s.
He just had one come out this year.
Yeah. He's a real interesting guy. He's one of the few rock stars that I actually like to sit down and talk to, because he seems like he's a lot more interesting than the average musician.
He seems a little bit more honest too, if I'm being honest myself.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He won me over with, he actually said this when he's talking about, what we wanted, we wanted 2 blondes. I forget the other things, but he basically wanted money and fame. And he goes, we're capitalists. I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
You got me on that one. But Alice is an interesting guy, from the drugs and the alcohol to his deep religious beliefs. Yeah, that man's had a weird life. But I wanted to bring him up because of our president, Jack. He's not that much younger than the president. He's in his 70s.
Yeah. Yeah, he's an older guy.
He's in his 70s and he's touring.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, look at the Rolling Stones, man. They're like 1 million years old.
Oh, yeah. Another good one. Exactly. And they're still out on the road.
Yeah. It's still not as good as Alice Cooper. Although I've heard their new album is really good.
Anyway, what do we have up next? Indianola school official apologizes for using quote of the day tied to Nazis. How the fuck you make... Oh my God. All right. Indianola, Iowa, the superintendent of Indianola, stop saying that word.
It's fun to say, Indianola.
Indianola. It should be like, I keep wanting to say like Indianapolis. He's apologizing after parents say a quote tied to Nazis was included in the morning announcements. On Monday, the school parents said in an email with KCCI, which appeared to be the day's middle school announcement, whatever. At the bottom, it included respect the quote of the day, which was, my honor is my loyalty. The quote was attributed to Heinrich H. Wait, they actually attributed it?
Yeah.
Oh
Some kid snuck that in. He's like, this will be funny.
The article goes on to point out that's Heinrich Himmler. Jesus Christ. No teacher caught that.
Nope, not even the history teacher, apparently.
No, Jesus. Oh my God.
Well, unless they're the ones that did it. They're like,
look, having that as the quote, I mean, even though it was said by him, you can make the argument, I didn't know he said that. And that's not a horrible quote. My honors, my loyalties. Not a horrible quote. But when you actually attribute it to a Nazi, all right. Parents also shared an email from Indianola Superintendent Ted Innes, I don't know, who said a staff member, quote, did not realize that the quote was from a highly inappropriate source. You have adults working for you who do not know who Heinrich Himmler was.
Heinrich H, thank you. He was being anonymous.
How many Heinrichs do you know of, Jack?
2?
Himmler's literally the only one I could think of. All right.
Well, there was a kid on The Simpsons that's name was Heinrich.
I don't watch a lot of The Simpsons.
Oh, your life makes me sad.
I first want to apologize for the oversight. It was completely unintentional. I understand that some of those who saw the quote and realized the source were offended. Again, we're sorry for this mistake. Moving forward, we will implement a new process. You know what? Fuck you people and your new processes. New York just did that with that lady. We didn't watch the video or even talk about it yet. There was a teacher who signaled that she's supporting Israel, and she ended up hiding in a classroom from the students who were rioting in the halls because they wanted to do her harm.
Yep.
And she ended up in there for what, hours? And Eric Adams comes out and he's like, well, we're going to look into the situation and we're going to implement some policies.
Yeah, which means we're going to do a lot of nothing.
Wait.
We're going to form a committee and talk about it for an hour and then do nothing.
Hang on. Before you even get to that, saying we're going to implement some policies means before that, it was okay to do this to a teacher.
Well, only the Jewish ones, apparently.
Like, you didn't have a policy against rioting so you could kill your teacher?
Have you seen inner city schools?
I feel like that's a fucking oversight.
A little bit of a oopsie doodle on their part. I just looked up some famous people named Heinrich. One of them is Heinrich Heine, and that's the painting that Crown T always used.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There was also Heinrich Gratz. I don't know what he did, but he's famous. Otherwise, yeah, there's a lot of famous Heinrichs.
Yeah, they could have said they thought
some, but
they could have said they thought it was Heinrich Heinz. At least that's H.
Yeah.
But no, they just came out and went, "We're stupid."
At least they admitted it.
Worst Anne Frank demonstration ever. Stop it. Yeah, so I don't know this fucking place. Meanwhile, this is true in New York. You had that guy who used to work for Obama and, in fairness, worked for Bush before him, who was going out there being a shitbag to that falafel vendor.
Oh yeah.
He ended up getting arrested.
On hate crime charges, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of bullshit if all he did was say things to the guy.
They got him for harassing somebody at work.
Stalking, right?
Yeah, they got him on and frankly, look, he was being a douchebag, but I don't think anything he did was criminal.
No, it's not really stalking to walk by somebody that you walk by every day and be like, "Fuck you."
How can it be stalking when you have a place of business that he's just going by each day?
Yeah, he's going by shouting rude things. Isn't that all of New York?
But you have that same thing happening, and just a day later, you have this teacher who has to hide And as far as I know, none of these children have been charged with anything.
Nope.
And they won't be, because they're just going to do a review and then implement some new policies.
There's a lot of double standards here. Look, that guy that was saying dumb shit, look, he was an asshole. Sure,
Yep.
I agree with that.
Yep.
That's not a hate crime. He said
Nope.
things. Speech is not a hate crime. And they're pushing to really minimize free speech, so that your free speech, you can have free speech, but you're going to jail if you say anything we don't like.
If this guy ends up in any real trouble and this goes through the courts, it'll be overturned.
I hope so. But like I said, unless there's some other thing this guy was doing, like throwing stuff or, actually committing a real crime, this is bullshit. I don't like the guy either. He's an asshole. And it looks like the falafel vendor's a dickbag too. But this was just him talking. That's not a real crime.
And if you listen to some of what he says, I mean, his reason for doing this to the guy, this is in the videos, is that the guy was supporting Hamas.
Yeah. Oh,
that part's not on video though.
No, look, the Hamas is a protected class now because they're brown.
I'm shocked nobody's gone to this guy's cart and tried to get him to talk about how great Hamas is.
Somebody probably will eventually.
Yeah, give it time to cool off so it's not so obvious.
Yeah.
Oh man, speaking of not obvious, I don't know how much you know about Chris Chan. I've watched a few videos on him, but I watched one yesterday from oh shit, what's that guy's name? It's a 5-hour video about Chris Chan. Yeah, and he actually went and hung out with Chris Chan.
Why? Is this the guy that made the Boogie documentary?
No. So this is a guy. Fuck, what is his name? Now I got to look it up. I've watched a lot of his stuff, and I stopped watching him because he's one of those people that repeats the same word over and over again. I had to stop watching somebody the other day. They do video game playthroughs, and I was watching one of them, and like every 10 seconds he said the word however. I'm like, please stop saying that word. I will give you money if you never say however again. Like everything was however. God, I can't find it. I watched a 5-hour video. That shit should be in my stuff here somewhere. Oh, there it is. The Gamer from Mars. That's his name. The Gamer from Mars. Oh shit, it's in chat already. Yeah, Gamer from Mars is who it was. Yeah, 5 fucking hours. But as I was watching it, Chris Chan's a really fucked up kind of person, right? But as I watched it, I realized that the internet was throwing pennies at retards. And what that means is when I was in high school, Jack, we had the retarded class, and they let them eat lunch with us, which only made all of us nervous every day.
Yeah, because you never knew whose arms were getting ripped off and they'd get beat to death with their own arm.
Well, one of the guys was a little midget, and he had a cane, and he'd hit you with the cane if you were in his way. Instead of excuse me or anything, he just hit you in the fucking legs, and you weren't allowed to do anything about it.
Did anybody grab him and demand his pot of gold?
Unfortunately, we weren't allowed to do that either. But what you could do is take a penny and throw it, because if he heard money hit the ground, he would take off running for it.
Well, he's a leprechaun, yeah.
And that's what they were doing to this poor kid. They were torturing a retarded kid.
I don't feel bad for Chris Chan.
I do. When you get to him having sex with his mom, I don't feel sorry for him there at all. But all of the shit that was done to this poor kid, they were just fucking with a retarded guy.
Yeah, I don't like him. So I didn't like him before the whole mom banging thing that he was doing. I just don't like him. I don't like. First of all, I don't really like being around retarded people. So maybe that's my bias there, but yeah.
Yeah, there's a difference from not wanting to be around retarded people and trying to fuck with their minds.
Yeah, I get that. The problem is there was no gatekeeper for somebody like him.
Yeah,
That dude needed to be in a group home a long fucking time ago.
His guardians did a very bad job of guarding him.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, that one, I just got pissed off as I was watching. Again, in the later stuff where he's an active participant and trying to make stuff worse. And yeah, okay, I get it. He's a douchebag, but he's retarded. He doesn't know any better. And some of the stuff these people did was fucking horrific. All right. Iowa city man arrested for allegedly pleasuring himself at... No.
I've been saving these for a while, you know.
Iowa city man arrested for allegedly pleasuring himself at Come and Go gas station. Come spelled K-U-M for some reason. An Iowa city man was arrested for allegedly pleasuring himself in front of customers at a convenience store. Per local radio station 1630 KCJJ, the incident happened back in March and involved 54-year-old Kenneth Kelly, who allegedly followed around patrons at the local Come and Go convenience store to say sexual things to them before masturbating in their presence. Surveillance footage of the incident is said to show Kelly approaching the store and his victims. Yeah. All right. The officer allegedly confronted Kelly at his apartment where he said he had clothing that matched what appeared to be surveillance footage, but denied it was him. Wasn't me. That wasn't me. Oh, God.
Like somebody just said in chat, he was really excited about the lowering gas prices.
Dude, man, we had two people who did this when I worked at Walmart. One of them did it in the crosswalk right in front of the store, and the other one did it in the toy department.
That's a little fucked up in the toy department. The crosswalk,
Yeah.
I understand. You're all excited about crossing the street. You're like, oh, traffic. Oh, look at that car.
Low prices every day.
Yeah.
I don't understand tugging it in public. I just don't.
You got me, man. I don't know. This is
why are there so many people who do this?
There's a lot of disturbed people out there.
That's the problem with having a country with 330 million people in it.
You get a lot of weirdos. Yeah.
Even if just 1% of 1% of 1% of your population is a weirdo, that's still a lot of fucking weirdos.
Yeah, and weirdos are very noticeable. There's thousands of people you'll walk by in your entire life and you'll never remember them because they're just going about their day.
Yep.
A weirdo, you will always remember.
That's why I tell people if you you trip or whatever, things that make people embarrassed, don't worry about that shit. You had a booger one day, nobody's going to remember that because there's so many other things to remember.
Yeah, you're going to remember that like purple-haired feminist with the nose ring whining about their pronouns because they're funny and they're stupid. Somebody trips and face plants on the concrete. You'll be like, oh, that sucks. Okay, well, maybe that was kind of funny. Maybe you help them up, whatever. You'll have forgotten that in 2 weeks.
Yep, that's why I don't. Shame is not something I burden myself with because, fuck, I don't care. If I do something stupid, chances are I'm not going to see that person again anyway, so I don't care. There's so many more things to laugh at in life than me.
Yeah.
Over on the Streamlabs, sorry, I did not get that one fast enough. Thank you, Mr. Dax. Just like all-you-can-eat buffet, Come and Go isn't a challenge. Indeed. But this guy, he's like, nah, bro, it wasn't me. Kelly was read as Miranda rights, but then he claimed he wasn't exposing himself, but rather scratching his genitals.
With his pants around his ankles.
Look, in all fairness, most surveillance video is shit.
Yeah.
It is, you should have stuck with, I have clothes that kind of look like that, but that wasn't me. I wasn't even at that store.
I don't even know these assholes. Yeah, look, one of the best things you can do as a small business is to invest in good quality security cameras. You might catch something hilarious.
You should do what Walmart does. Walmart has very shitty cameras like that all over the store, but they have two very good cameras. You know where they are? Front doors.
Yeah, because you want to be able to get the people as they're coming in and going out. Then you can prove shoplifting.
Yep. When you walk into a Walmart, your face is captured.
Yeah.
And then that way, as they track you through the store, they can go, nope, that was them right there. There's their face. That's them. Most places don't have that. They just have that eye in the sky shit.
Yeah.
And it might look like you, but it might look like 1,000 other people. Prove that was me, bitch. I ain't got no receipt from that store.
Thank you, Evolved Potato. I would like to ask if this was from Chris Chan's point of view, because he's been known to exaggerate, would be a charitable word for it.
No.
Caused a lot of the people that were fucking with him were kids, and he was an adult, and he's usually initiated contact. Chris Chan's a fucking weirdo and a tard, so I don't know.
This was just what happened to Chris Chan, as he is documented by a gamer from Mars. He's not kind to Chris in this at all. But as you listen to what happened, Chris talking with kids and he initiated contact. I don't know what those ones are about. But the women who pretended that they wanted to be with him and even met up with him in real life just to fuck with him, to have a guy come out dressed in a pickle because he said pickle for penis. That's just cruel and unusual, and that had nothing to do with him talking to kids. It's just a shitty thing to do to someone. All right. Oh, go ahead.
No, I just think the whole Chris Chan thing that's somebody that should have been in a group home.
Secretive White House surveillance program gives cops access to trillions of U.S. phone records. Shocking.
I thought I'd slip one real one in there with the funny stuff.
A wired analysis of leaked police documents verifies that a secretive government program is allowing federal, state, and local law enforcement to access phone records of Americans who are not suspected of a crime. That is illegal as fuck.
Never stopped the NSA.
A little-known surveillance program tracks more than 1 trillion domestic phone records within the United States each year, according to a letter Wired obtained that was sent by U.S. Senator Ron Wyden to the Department of Justice on Sunday, challenging the program's legality. That's not legal.
No, it's really not. But again, nobody stops the feds. And this article's from November 20th, guys. This is not like old news. This is a different program they've been using to spy on you with.
According to the letter, a surveillance program now known as Data Analytical Services, DAS, has for more than a decade, allowed federal, state, and local law enforcement agencies to mine the details of Americans' calls, analyzing the phone records of countless people who are not suspected of any crime, including victims.
Yeah. You're guilty of a crime. The government just has to find that crime.
Using a technique known as chain analysis, the program targets not only those in direct phone contact with a criminal suspect, but anyone with whom those individuals have had contact with as well. Yeah, this is the kind of bullshit they tried to pull with the other shit, with the FICA crap.
Yeah, but
FISA,
nobody's stopping them.
And that one might actually be going away. At least last I heard, they hadn't re-upped that one, and it has to be re-upped this year.
Well, they're trying to attach the requirement that they get warrants.
Yeah.
And the FBI is throwing a big hissy fit because they're like, that defeats the whole point. Yeah, apparently the FBI, as well as all the other alphabet agencies, don't give a shit about civil liberties.
Sorry. Yeah, this is nonsensical and illegal. And if this goes before a court, this is going to be found to be illegal as fuck.
Yeah, they don't care. They're going to keep doing it until they're forced to stop.
But see, this is why I'm always curious, Jack. Like when somebody gets caught doing something, right? And they're like, we have all these phone records. How?
Well, now you know.
How do you know what so-and-so said to so-and-so? I don't know many people that are still even using the same phone they used like 5 years ago, right?
Yeah.
But then it's like, oh, but we have these phone records going back 5 years. Like, how? Yeah, now we know. I do wonder how many people have been arrested over this kind of shit.
Probably a lot. This is probably how they found a lot of the January 6th protesters.
Probably.
So, using this type of information, they need a warrant. I'm sorry, there's no other way around it. You got to go err on the side of protecting civil liberties. But they don't give a shit about that. They care about arresting people.
Yep.
That's all they give a fuck about.
And
it's not even guilty people they're spying on most of the time.
And how dare they have to do actual police work when what they could do is just violate your rights?
Yeah, well, it's easier that way, and there's no consequences, so what's the problem?
Our government sucks ass. They really do.
It used to be this way, but it is now.
Well, it's what happens when you consolidate power.
Yep. And
It's what the founders were afraid of.
Oh, absolutely. And there's no consequence or accountability for anything. It's just, well, we did this. Well, we don't like that. Yeah, and all these bureaucrats have more ability to do stuff than our actual congressmen.
Yeah, this is fucking retarded. That kind of stuff pisses me off so much.
It should. It's scary. This is the type of stuff that leads to dictators.
I'm not even scared of it in the sense of, go ahead and go through my fucking shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't do anything bad. But it does worry me about people who aren't doing stuff bad that might look a little fishy. You know what I mean?
Somebody that knows somebody that's sketchy, and next thing you know, they're swept up in a dragnet. Even though they had nothing to do with anything. It's just like 2 degrees of separation.
Hey, here, let me give you an example. Randy Weaver.
Yeah.
Randy Weaver was minding his own fucking business, and the FBI comes in illegally to try to force him to spy on the Aryan nation. He was minding his own business. He needed some money, and they're like, hey, we can entrap this motherfucker, which, by the way, they did. That was entrapment. And he was found not guilty for that shit. There was actually a trial after they killed his wife and son. But that's exactly what it is. Hey, you talk to these people, and we want to know more about them. Go get them for us. Nah, fuck you. You go in there. Remind me again how Ruby Ridge turned out.
Dead Americans, man. Dead Americans. Look, I don't care how kooky Randy Weaver was. He wasn't bothering anyone.
Nope.
And, just because they don't like what somebody believes does not mean that they're guilty of something.
But if you keep going, man, it just, hey, you, and this is literally what it is. Oh, he's gone to their picnics.
Yeah, he socializes with somebody we don't like. Ergo, he must be evil like they are. That's the dumbest fucking logic ever.
The Aryan nations used to put on summer picnics, and Randy Weaver and his family went to one of them. Or 2 of them. I forget how many exactly.
It wasn't very many.
And he didn't hang out with them, like, go drinking at their bars and shit. But this guy's in with him. Let's get him. They tried to force him to go in and be a stool pigeon for him. And he's like, no, go fuck yourselves. And how do they try to... All of it comes back from just that association, Jack.
Mm-hmm.
He hadn't done anything illegal. They set him up.
Oh, absolutely.
P-Dog Knight, thank you so much. Come and Go is a fairly large C-store chain based in Iowa, not to be confused with Pump and Munch, a small chain out of the Twin Cities.
Is that real? I hope that's real.
I'm a Munch and Pump kind of guy. I don't want to get anything on my face. I don't want to taste myself. That's all. Anyway.
No.
Yeah, you munch before you punch. Pump. Whoop. Don't punch. No donkey punches up in here. Did I just say donkey punch on air?
Yes, you did.
Dude, the first time I heard what a donkey punch was, I laughed for like 30 minutes straight.
See, when I first heard it, it was called a monkey punch. So that made more sense to me since donkeys can't make a fist. It'd be a donkey
Either
kick.
way, the idea of that actually happening just made me laugh I couldn't stop laughing at the idea.
Made me want to try it.
Any woman who puts up with that deserves a donkey punch.
Yeah.
Anyway, lawsuit alleges drunken debauchery at LA area Taco Bell holiday party. Dun, dun, dun.
Like you do.
Whatever happened to holiday parties? Some chick, scans her cooter on the copy machine and people are banging in the offices. Whatever happened to people having fun?
They don't have copy machines at Taco Bell.
You could go to a nice place that has them. I'm sure they have a copy machine at Taco Bell.
I doubt it. They probably have a all-in-one printer that barely works and nobody knows how to change the ink cartridge.
Mr. D Ball Money, thank you so very much. Ever heard of an angry dragon? Nope. And I'm not looking it up during the show.
I have, and I don't want that in my search history again.
There you go. Anyhow, a former Los Angeles area Taco Bell employee is suing the company and a franchise owner after she claims a Christmas party at the fast food restaurant descended into a drunken mess that included open sex.
Open sex as opposed to closed sex?
Yeah, open sex is the bad kind. Bad kind of sex.
Oh, that sounds naughty. I'm sure the pilgrims would be very, very offended.
Circus Zero, yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you for that donation. Says, by the way, they already had feds inside the group, talking about the Aryan nations, already, so they didn't need to have Randy Weaver to get involved anyway. True.
They didn't need to, but they thought it'd be fun, apparently.
Believe it or not, the government is so involved in these groups that they've accidentally arrested each other before.
Yes.
That's a real thing.
That's why I think they're that Patriot Front. They just got together and were like, "All right, we're just going to create the entire thing."
Yeah. So fun was banned in 2016. You're not wrong.
True story.
Fun got banned when any sex is bad sex. Fuck off. Alana Beachoim, Betcham, whatever. Alana Bitch filed her lawsuit last week in Los Angeles Superior Court. In the suit, she alleges that her supervisor invited her to the December 18th, 2022 party at the San Pedro Taco Bell at which she worked. She was encouraged to bring food for a potluck-style buffet, and her contribution was a bowl of guacamole. Like I give a shit.
Well, you don't know what that guacamole did do you?
I brought guacamole, and he brought KY jelly.
Guess which one was actually used as lube? Let me just say, my vagina tastes delicious now.
And once she arrived, Bitch discovered that her supervisor covered the windows of the restaurant with wrapping paper and also covered the camera for the lobby inside the restaurant, according to the complaint. She claims her supervisor provided alcohol to staffers, several of whom were overserved. Jack, how do you feel about bars being getting in trouble for over-serving someone?
I don't think that's necessarily the bar's fault. Maybe they should morally say, hey, you've had enough, but I don't think legally they're that obligated. That's on the we need more people to take personal responsibility.
Yes.
If you're a raging fucking drunk, maybe you should stop drinking.
Well, it usually comes from somebody will get really drunk and go and ram their car into a family of four, and then somebody will sue the bar.
Yeah, which is dumb.
Yeah, I think that's nonsense. But anyway, he brought alcohol, and apparently, notice she didn't say anybody underage. That's what surprises me there. It's a Taco Bell. There's probably underage kids, underage for the alcohol.
Yeah, this sounds more like it was like an after-hours sex party, and they didn't invite the younger people. They're just like, "Hey, do you want to come to our orgy?"
Around midnight, after Bitch had stepped out for a short time, she walked back into the restaurant and saw a coworker, quote, having sex with his wife in front of everyone at the party.
It's his wife, at least.
The wife, Bitch claims, also kissing her female manager and another female coworker at the same time.
That's just messy. I mean, if that dude pulls out when he nuts, they're all getting sprayed. That's a risky proposal.
Shocked, disgusted, and outraged, Bitch alleged that she first ran out of the restaurant, but then went back inside to retrieve her guacamole bowl. Really?
Yeah, it's a good guac bowl. It probably cost her like $10.
Only to find that her manager and the other coworker involved in the sexual encounter were vomiting. One threw up in the trash while the other one vomited in her guacamole bowl. How big was this guacamole bowl?
I don't
How
know.
much fucking guac did she bring to this party? All right, I've seen Taco Bells. They tend to have more than one trash can. I've also seen a bowl that you typically would serve guacamole in, even for a decent-sized party, Jack. And I would not vomit in one of those because I would be worried about it splashing back at me.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't know.
Bitch says she reported the incident to Taco Bell Human Resources and Alvarado Restaurant Group, the Colorado-based franchise. The manager and coworkers involved in the sexual encounter were fired, her complaint states. Then what is your problem? They took care of the issue.
But she wants a bunch of money too, because I'm gonna get paid, yo.
After their termination, Bitch alleges she was threatened and had her car window shattered by someone associated with her former coworkers. That is not on the franchise. Taco Bell and the franchisees did nothing about these threats and instead told her that they were transferring her to a new location rather than disciplining the employees who threatened her. Okay, if that's part's true, then yeah, you got a little bit of a complaint there.
Yeah, that's retaliation.
Bitch eventually quit and alleges that she suffered actual, consequential, and incidental financial loss. Just wash the guacamole bowl. You can reuse it. Just because somebody puked in it. The Taco Bell violated anti-discrimination laws. What? There was nothing in there about discrimination. Is she just mad that nobody would fuck her?
Yeah, that's what she means by anti-discrimination. Like, I didn't get a 4-way.
No, she wouldn't kiss me.
Yeah, she didn't get her husband wouldn't bang her on the table and make out with the managers. So she's pissed.
I got $10. It says she's fat and full of acne.
Yeah, probably has a body odor problem. I don't know, 50 other things wrong with this bitch.
Oh, good God. What was her name again? Bitch, what? I wanted to see if I can find her. Let's see if we can find Alana Bitch in another story about this. Yeah, none of these are showing pictures of her. They all show the picture of the restaurant like I give a shit.
Yeah, she must be hideous.
I mean, they fired the people who were having sex and the manager who allowed it to happen. So I don't understand what the issue is.
I don't know. I just care that they cleaned the store afterward.
Oh, I'm sure they did, man. They used the best disinfectants. That Fabulosa shit.
Ugh.
That's a joke from Ralphie May. May God rest his soul. I loved Ralphie May. He was funny as shit. He weighed too much and wouldn't stop eating and drinking and doing drugs, so he died.
Yeah, that's a consequence of talent, though.
Newsflash, if you weigh like 400 pounds, cocaine is a very bad idea.
Yeah. Put down the burger and the cocaine.
Taco Bell cocky, stop it. Fucking frosted, man. Oh, shit. I was shocked and disgusted because people look. I get it. It's hey, we shouldn't be having sex in a Taco Bell. I got you. But were you really that shocked and disgusted? Or did you just finally see a chance to get at the manager you didn't like?
And get paid.
Weighing 400 pounds is a bad idea. That is also true, P-Dog.
No, that's what the kids say, but what do kids know?
I feel like they shouldn't have fired them.
I'm on the fence about it. It depends if they were hot or not.
I mean, it's a Christmas party that everything's blacked out. They didn't do it like during store hours or anything.
Well,
now, the only way,
lucky timing, I think.
The only way I would say that you should fire them is if they were like using the gloves that you would use to, make the food and stuff for a condom, because then you're stealing the resources. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Then you're stealing from the store.
Yeah, you're stealing from the store. So otherwise, they just leave them alone.
Well, was this a company sanctioned Christmas event, or was this just some people getting together?
It doesn't say. It just said he invited her to a Christmas party.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like it was a company Christmas party. So you get away with a lot more.
I'm just, in all honesty, if I owned the place, I'd probably fire him because I'd want to avoid a lawsuit.
Absolutely.
But if I'm being real, I don't give a shit. It's after hours. You guys cleaned up your mess. There's no cum left on the table. Nobody's going to get, the wrong guacamole. Like this sauce is white. When did they start serving white sauce at Taco Bell?
So salty. Salty tastes familiar.
I think we've gone so far in that direction. Thank you, Anita Hill, you fucking horrible bitch. That we've taken the fun out of life. And guys, this doesn't mean go out and bang people at your Christmas parties. You probably shouldn't, just because it's kind of, at least go in the bathroom to do it. Fuck. Go do an AOC.
People.
Yeah, go do an AOC. Leave your DNA in the bathroom where it belongs.
Yeah, or in the parking lot, like every drunk at a Taco Bell.
Yeah, why in the hell are you doing it in the table in front? I want to know how long she was gone, that the party was normal to coming back to humping.
I have a feeling that she was drunk and wandered out to her car, probably to smoke a joint or a cigarette or something. And then she staggered back in like 10 minutes later and was like, what the fuck? It had to have been at least 10 minutes because, it takes people a minute to get their clothes on and off for all the sexing they're going to be doing.
She also doesn't say that she saw anything. You know what I mean? It's not like they were naked from what she says. I mean, for all we know, they just hiked up a skirt and he could be like, no, I was just fake humping her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe they shed full bore. I don't know.
No, I heard the noises. I heard the slapping.
Yeah. He was doing a helicopter thing with his wiener. It was so disgusting. I couldn't look away for the entire time.
I just love that her biggest complaint, honestly, seems to be the guacamole bowl.
Well, yeah, I mean, it was a nice guacamole.
She's so fixated on that bowl. She tells us, hey, I brought guacamole, like anybody gives a shit. It was Taco Bell. You're an asshole if you bring guacamole to a Taco Bell employee's dinner.
Well, I mean, you gotta improve the flavor a little. Oh, thank you, random Taco Bell customer. Why does this guacamole taste like pineapple?
Oh, fuck.
I do have a couple of things that I thought would be good to wrap up the show with.
I before we get there, I just hate how we've ruined fun.
Yeah, well, fun, like you said, has been outlawed. We're not allowed to have it anymore. Having it is verboten, and we'll probably get you a prison sentence.
For me, this goes for the, people like, hey, you shouldn't date people you work with. Why not? People used to do that all the time.
Yeah, it used to be how people met.
It wasn't until HR departments that became a problem.
Yeah, well, HR is miserable, so they have to make you miserable too.
You should be able to date people where else are you going to meet people? And why shouldn't you be able to date the hot chick that works over there in the same building as you?
Right.
Oh no, don't do that, man. That could cause problems. Only if she's a bitch. Anyway. Oh, you said there's more?
Yeah, there's 2 more. Don't do the last one yet. That's a surprise. The second to last one is the video. I think you'd like this. I
Do we
like
have
to,
time for these? All
what?
right. So do we have time for these?
Yeah, the second one's just an image. The other one's a video.
Yeah, I'm seeing the video. I'm just thinking it's 24 seconds. This could take me another 30 minutes. All right.
I'm a little trans girl, small and cute. These are my pigtails, yes, they're real. If I get all screamed up, I can tell. That check me over part sounds kind of inappropriate, though. So I'm going to stop the song there and keep it kid friendly.
But you still mentioned it.
Yeah, that's the problem with this video. I want to thank Evil One for sending this to me.
All my young followers out there, stay proud, stay beautiful, and stay kind.
That guy doesn't actually think he looks good. He can't.
I'll see you in the amusement park, the abandoned one with no lights on, as I hunt you for your skin.
The fuck is he wearing?
I don't know. I thought it might be a parachute.
Is he strapped into a car seat?
Might be. I rule nothing out at this point with these fucking weirdos. It could be a restraint harness that the people at the special hospital put on him.
It restrains him from getting too close to kids.
Yeah.
All right.
Seriously, bring back the nut farms because these people are getting out of hand.
People like that, I just don't believe they actually believe what they're saying. I just don't.
I hope not.
There's no way that guy stay cute. You're not cute. You know that. You kind of look like Tammy Faye Baker got cancer.
I think Dangerous nailed it. Maybe Detective Stabler from Law and Order SVU is not the right particular undercover for this one.
I don't get the joke because I don't watch Law and Order, but I get you.
He looks kind of the same, except with
especially the ones who.
Yep, you back? He's not back yet.
Oh, I'm back.
Okay, especially ones
what I said is, especially the ones who go over the top like that.
Oh yeah,
they go over the top like that because they know how ridiculous they look.
Yeah, I think you're right, but it doesn't help the fact that they're still doing it. Like,
no,
the attention seeking is sad.
What I say earlier, attention is the currency of the day, man.
It really is. It's pathetic.
Mighty Balzac, thank you. Pass me the guacamole bowl. Yeah, right. Seriously, how big was that bowl? I need to know. I need to see this bowl. I need to see that trial, Jack.
Yeah, I hope they do air that. I would watch that one.
I need Nick the Nose to cover that so I can watch it and laugh.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a lot of cell phone footage from that too, because
here's my dream. Here's my dream scenario. They go to the trial, right? And her lawyer is like, "Is this the guacamole bowl?" And she's like, "Yes, that's the one." And it slips out of his hands and breaks. And she cannot. She's inconsolable on the stand because that's her special guac bowl.
That's the guac bowl right there.
You didn't think, you know what? I could pick that up Monday. I could pick that up on my next shift. Nothing like that.
No, apparently not. She was probably worried they were going to fill it with jizz.
I had to go. How close were they to where the food was stored when they were humping?
They were probably in the seating area as opposed to like the kitchen area.
Sure, but you put the food on one side, and that's where everybody goes and get their food, and then people sit other places, right?
Well, I'd imagine the most convenient place to put like the food for Christmas dinner would be at the sales counter.
Sure, yeah,
because it's the largest flat surface. But I mean, maybe they were like, she was ham-fistedly grabbing some nachos while making out with a supervisor and getting plowed by her husband. I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of movement in this.
Well, yeah, and part of that movement is that both of these women vomited at the same time. Maybe the girl they were kissing had really bad breath, or I don't know. Maybe she had, helped her partner out a little bit, and his dick tasted funny, and they vomited from it. But even
Maybe
then,
the
it should have been.
guacamole sucked.
Yeah, that could be it too. And I bet you that's what this all is. All of this is because somebody said that guacamole's nasty and that bowl's ugly as fuck.
I think there was some sort of like aphrodisiac in the guacamole that made people sick and horny.
Oh, that could be it too.
She was going back to get the evidence that she was, getting the Spanish fly going.
I think she wanted in on the humping and nobody wanted to hump her.
Probably. It does seem like there's a certain amount of bitter disappointment here.
She didn't leave because she was shocked and astonished. She left to take her panties off and put them in the car.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying. All right. Finally, Jack, I have not looked yet. I just have it open and I'm going to share the screen and it'll be the first time I see whatever this is. Nice. Help me, step archaeologist. I'm stuck. Where's this at? Okay.
I don't know. I just found the meme and I was like, I got to show him this.
That is a pretty well-preserved body.
Yeah. Yeah. It's full of semen. I mean, I don't know.
It's full of guacamole. I'm going to be bothered by this bitch's guacamole bowl for the rest of the night.
I know. It's haunting.
Why the guacamole bowl?
Is it a specific bowl for guacamole? Is that a real thing? I got to look that up now.
She doesn't even say, like, it was a family heirloom passed down, so I went back for it. I had to go get my guac bowl.
It was probably shaped like a guacamole or something.
Avocado shaped?
Yeah.
That's what they make guac out of.
I don't care. Yeah, they make actual bowls for guacamole, apparently.
How big are they?
I don't know. Most of what they have here is like the mortar and pestle, so that you can make guacamole with it instead of making medication.
Sure,
but
yeah.
It's mostly like salsa bowls.
That's what I would imagine.
Yeah, they don't look very big, and they're like $20, which overpriced if you ask me.
I don't understand.
Jack,
if I was at a Christmas party and I walk out and I come back in and I see people doing some shit that I don't want to be a part of, I cannot imagine myself going back in for a bowl.
No, I could buy a new one if I'm really that upset about it.
At one of my wife's Christmas parties, I'm sitting outside smoking. This is the one where I saw the dead body. Well, I'm not positive the guy died. He was dead for a little bit. I don't know if they ever brought him back. So it was already a fucked up night for me, Jack.
I stopped caring when I was like, well, he's dead. Bye.
I am pissed drunk and I have to go validate the car parking. And they didn't have, I forget exactly what it was, but when we first got there at the hotel, they're like, okay, we got to have you go out and put this thing in your car or whatever, but we don't have them right now. We'll get them to you later. And I am fucked up. I'm feeling no pain. And my wife goes, will you go do that? Like, oh, sure. No problem. By the way, I fell twice laughing my ass off at nothing on the way to the reception desk. That's how drunk I was. I go out there and I walk upon this scene where there's a guy on the ground. His wife is doing CPR and his son is relaying how to do it from the 911 operator. And I sobered up that fast.
Yep.
And so I went and put my thing in the car and I just kind of stood there and watched until EMS got there. And I actually, for the first time in my life, saw an actual where they try to jolt you back to life.
Yeah, the defibrillator.
Yeah, that's what it's called. When you're drunk, you can't say defibrillator. But then I come back in and I try my best to have a decent night. I tell Lady Monkey what happened and we go back up to the room and I break down crying like the world had just ended in the elevator.
Is that because EMF never showed up to play Unbelievable?
No, it's
Oh,
because I just saw
unbelievable.
somebody maybe die.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's fair. I thought you were still upset about this EMF thing.
No, so I clean myself up and we go back down to the party and I have a decent night as best I can. This is the one they actually stopped serving me alcohol. And so I'd made everybody there was either an employee, the business, or their other. I was an other, and the lady sitting next to me, her name was Angie. She was an other too. And I noticed it. Would you order me a shot of tequila? And she went, sure. And so she ordered me a drink, and she got in trouble. She actually got scolded by the bartender for giving me a drink. But I go outside to smoke because you couldn't smoke inside. It's snowing like hell, and I'm sitting on a bench, freezing my ass off, and these 4 people from the party come out, 2 couples. And I hear them talking about how when they get back in, they're going to go back up to their rooms, but they're not going to their rooms with the people they're supposed to be going to. They was going to be doing some switching that I didn't need to know about.
I think you did.
And then they offered me a hit of their joint, and I said, no, thank you. And I went back into my wife, and we went upstairs, and that was the end of the party for me. Like, they're token and getting ready to fuck. I don't want any part of any of these people.
You didn't take their joint and be like, you mind if I watch?
No. They were all ugly.
Of course they were.
Was it in the 70s? No. It sounds like it, doesn't it? Oh, man. Oh, what a night. Yes. Oh, what a night. I always enjoyed those parties because I got drunk and had fun. And then they stopped serving alcohol because of me. That's a real thing.
Way to go. Ruin it for everyone else. Now ugly people are going to have to hook up some other way.
You had to bring your own alcohol if you wanted to drink the last one we went to. And the company owner's wife got so drunk she puked all over her hotel room.
If she had a guac bowl, that would have happened.
Yeah.
Real quick. Thank you, Frosted Glass. Just a reminder, you know where you won't find vomit or any other bodily fluids in your food? McDonald's. Have you accepted McDonald's into your heart yet? It has a plan for you. Yeah, heart disease. But no, Ronald, he cares about you. He came back from the dead after 3 days just to save your soul. I think that's Ronald.
But Monkey, we need to answer the important question. Did you go back for your guac bowl? No.
So I did find a guac bowl. By the way, thank you, Frosted Glass. That's fucking awesome. I did find a avocado chip and dip set, which is shaped like an avocado, and it's got like a little bowl in the center where the nut would be. And it's got a little spoon. Etched on the spoon is the phrase "Holy guacamole," but it also says it's time to guac and roll on the bowl itself. And this is $40.
How big is it?
Let me find the dimensions. It is 2.5. Oh, overall it measures 13 by 10. The pit dip cup measures 2.5 by 3.5, and the serving spoon is 3.5 inches.
So the actual bowl part of it is pretty small.
13 by 10. I mean, it's a foot. A little over.
Well, what's the whole part?
The pit?
Yeah.
That's 2.5 by 3.5.
Isn't that where you're supposed to put the guacamole?
Yeah, I don't know. I just fucking work here, dude. I assume that's where you put the 2 chips you're going to use, and you fill the rest with delicious guacamole. Most of the bowls that seem devoted to guacamole are small. Like I've seen dog bowls bigger. I think Rico's dog bowl is probably bigger than that.
Every time I've seen guac served in something, it's about the size of a cereal bowl, but maybe deeper.
Yeah, like a salsa bowl.
Yeah. But yeah, the idea that somebody would vomit into one of those purposefully, yeah, all right.
That's why I think she got one of these big fancy ones. And,
I don't believe her fucking story, if I'm being honest.
It does seem a bit ludicrous because why would you puke in one? Especially if it is smaller, like a salsa bowl kind of thing. Because the most expensive one I've seen, other than the stupid one I just told you about, it was like $10, $11.
I would go back to work the next day and be like, anybody know where my guac bowl ended up? I need that back. I didn't want spooge on me, but I do need my guac bowl back. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're telling me that couldn't fit in the manager's office and held till Monday or whatever.
We've been talking about guacamole for about 45 minutes. So we're going to wrap this one up. Guys, thank you so much for coming and hanging out with us and dealing with my weirdness when we get a story like this. The little details get me, Jack. Like, why the guacamole bowl? Why? Just get it next time you go to work. Still file the stuff with the company. Be like, hey, they were humping. That's fine. I don't care if you want to be a fucking snitch. But why was that so important?
That was the crux of her story. That's the linchpin. Now they're gonna have to find out if she really did buy that guacamole bowl. Because what if it doesn't exist? What if that's not even a real thing? Her whole story falls apart.
Her story falls apart for me when she goes back into a room where there's people humping that so infuriates her she had to leave, but she needed guacamole bowl.
She needed her bowl back. That's definitely my bowl. I needed my bowl back. Where's my bowl?
I hope somebody came in it. I hope that dude shot right into it. I hope when she got home, she had to wash semen out of her bowl.
Ew.
And that's not a metaphor.
Isn't it?
No. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for hanging out with us. Thank you so very much for the donations. You guys are very, very kind to us. We really do. We really, really do appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Anything you'd like to shill, Jack?
I'll drop a link to a video. As always, thank you so much for all the donations and support you guys give us. We really, really do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And we love seeing you night after night.
I will be back over on the game channel, but not tonight. We'll do it hopefully tomorrow. It is the one that always falls behind when stuff gets crazy, and with the girls here and everything, just couldn't do it. I will be back to it. I don't know what I'll be playing over there. I might actually be able to upgrade my computer, Jack.
What?
Maybe. Yeah. Which would allow me to play. It would allow me to play several games that I already own that I can play. They just have problems for streaming. So, thank you so very much. Don't know if you covered it, but apparently Derek Chauvin got visited by the stab fairy in jail. Yeah, we talked about it the other day. Yeah, and it's fucked up because Chauvin probably doesn't deserve to be in prison anyway.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he killed George Floyd. I still maintain that he probably should have taken some action to. I see both sides of it. If they'd stopped to take actions to do life-saving measures with that crowd around, I could understand why that would be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But I still have an issue with, hey, this guy doesn't have a pulse, and they still stayed there.
Yeah, but I mean, realistically, they knew he was a junkie. He's got a record. What are you gonna do to save him? Like vacuum out the fentanyl?
Yeah,
they couldn't have saved him. He was dead as soon as he took all those drugs.
And again, I don't think that's murder, and I don't even think that's manslaughter. I'm not sure what the charge would be there. Maybe reckless endangerment, but certainly not the murder one that he went to jail for. That's bullshit.
Yeah.
So, and the three other guys whose lives are ruined, and they're only doing, I think the longest one is 4.5 years.
Yeah, those guys, man, they didn't do fucking shit to be thrown in jail.
Danger says there are other angles. Did you watch the video that's on Twitter about the Chauvin thing?
I've seen a couple. I don't know specifically which one.
There's one that just came out the other day. What's the name of it? I'll have to try to track down the thing. It's like an hour long, maybe 2 hours, I forget. But it goes through and it shows the entire footage from when he's arrested to when they get him on the ground. And then they also show the other incident from like a year before, which is like literally word for word, Floyd says the same stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah, because he swallowed drugs then too.
He spit a lot of it out as well. That's probably what saved his life.
Yeah.
But in this case, yeah, he just swallowed a shit ton of drugs because he was worried about going to prison for drugs again, and killed himself. Whoopsie.
Yeah, well, that happens when you're in that lifestyle.
But the biggest part on there, and this is going to what Dangerous says there about the other angles and showing where he's kneeling. The chief of police lied his ass off on the stand, saying that was not something that their department trains in. It's literally in their fucking training manuals, and the judge wouldn't let that in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Chauvin, if he does not get an appeal to overturn this verdict, there's something seriously wrong with our court system.
Yeah, look, maybe the guy's a douchebag. I don't know, but I don't think he did what they're saying he did. Plus, the autopsy report showed there was no pressure on the neck. He had his knee on his back, and that's pretty standard with a lot of resisting arrest stuff. So
you have that one EMS chick who was there at the scene yelling, "You need to call 911," as she's recording on her phone.
Yeah.
And then she said, "I did eventually call 911. Yeah, but you had to make sure you got your viral moment first, didn't you, twat?
Yep.
Anyway, we were wrapping up the show. Thank you for that donation stuff. Guys, thanks for watching, Jack. A pleasure as always.
Always glad to be here.
Did I ask you if you wanted to show yet?
I did already.
Okay. I just got distracted there and I couldn't remember.
Oh, I understand.
I'm very tired.
That happens.
Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Take care of yourselves. We really do love you. We appreciate that you come by, and we'll see you next time. Take care, guys.
Bye, everybody.
I sang really good before the show started. You don't get to hear it because I sharted. No.